Oh.
Oh my God.
Hello, everyone. For those of you just joining us, we had a bit of a technical hiccup.
Oh man.
If you want to catch the last, I don't know, 15 minutes of us talking, you're going to have to tune in exclusively for the audio version of this podcast because, well, somebody, I won't name names, forgot to click the go live button. We started recording the audio.
Right.
We've been talking for the last 20 minutes.
Yep, we sure have.
And then all of a sudden Dave looked at the chat and he's like, what's going on?
I
don't know. What is going on? And then we found out, we didn't go live.
My question is why did it take so long in the chat for people to say, how come they're not on?
Yeah, where the fuck were your text messages, Kristen? Or Lunar Girl?
That's really funny. Yeah,
wow.
we were fucking bullshitting.
Yeah, we already did the intro. We did the Patreon read. We did the fucking this or that.
You did some great shit. I mean, so hey, this is a podcast, right? So we recorded the audio perfectly.
That
fine.
is true. So yeah, a bonus reason to download the audio version.
Yeah, and support our Red 5 network.
Hey, we got to put the blame on somebody, and we're certainly not going to take the blame ourselves.
No.
So,
but you are, if you're just getting the live notification, yes, yes, you should. You should have just gotten the live notification. Yeah. Yep. Anyway.
So we just finished this or that, so let's move right into our celebration discussion, shall we?
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration, bitches. So, Andor, we got a new trailer.
Wait, there's no restarting. So
I'm not restarting. I'm now going through my celebration notes.
Oh no, I was.
Oh, like they're asking us to restart?
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, that's not how the Force works.
We're recording the podcast. That's what we're doing. This business, the live business, is just a bonus.
Yeah.
As much as we love it, and we love you for interacting with us and keeping us off track
and letting us know that we weren't live.
Yes, yes, thank you very much. But yes, the show will go on.
Yeah. We haven't even gotten into our weeks yet, so don't worry.
All of you have our fucking phone numbers. Oh my God.
Anyway, can we talk about celebration?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So let's start with Andor. We got the new trailer,
right?
Which
I already talked about for about 10 minutes.
Well, we briefly touched on it during this and that, but honestly, it looks fucking awesome.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for any of those doubts that we had going into this, why the fuck are they doing this? What's it going to be about? Why should we even give a shit? This 2-minute trailer gave us enough quick flashes to let us know that they put some effort into it.
Okay. Yes, I agree.
Not to say it's going to be good.
They definitely put effort into it. They made a trailer that has changed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, I'm 300% more likely to fucking watch this and potentially enjoy it.
Yeah.
Based on what they've given me in this trailer or teaser trailer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know what this. I'm not sold on the character or the story or anything else, but the visuals and the effort and where this could go, I've completely changed my vector on, because now that I see it or have seen a piece of it, now I have something I can focus on.
Sure.
And in that case, then the trailer has done its fucking job.
Yeah, and I gotta say though, I don't know if this is a bad thing or if other people feel the same way, but I'm far more intrigued in the Mon Mothma side of this story now, because it's looking like, based on this trailer, she's gonna have a pretty integral part, and it's that same actress that's been playing her since the prequels. So I'm really curious to see what they do with her in this series, because obviously she has a pivotal fucking role in the whole overall story. So yeah, really curious to see what happens with her. And yeah, I'm far more interested than I was before the trailer dropped. I'll just say that.
Right.
They mentioned that it's 12 episodes. So the most episodes out of any Star Wars series so far, and they're already talking about a fucking second season. So they liked something that they saw, though these are also the same people who saw rough cuts of The Last Jedi or like, give Rian Johnson a trilogy. before the movie actually came out and they saw the reception. But I digress. We try not to talk about The Last Jedi as much as possible on this show.
It's facts.
Yeah. Got a new trailer for The Bad Batch. And also a release date for that. They announced yesterday or the day before that it's coming out in September. I want to say 21st, something like that.
Right.
But yeah, Bad Batch is coming. In fact, it's going to overlap with Andor, which I found very peculiar because Disney's been pretty good at this point about staggering all of the Star Wars shows so that there's really no overlap between anything live action, animated, any of that. But fuck it.
Well, I guess when there's this much content coming out right now, then that's...
As far as the trailer for the second season of Bad Batch,
yeah, I'm not.
Well, we know why you didn't like it because Rambo's face is still painted.
Yep. It's they had the opportunity to change it and they haven't. Whatever.
Some people are saying that's a tattoo though, so it's kind of hard to wash that off.
Yeah, it's fair, but you can take the bandana off. You can put a fucking hat on or get a haircut.
Yeah.
Hippie. I mean, what the fuck? I can't. I can't. I'll watch it.
Oh yeah,
I'll watch it.
I'm sure we'll watch it.
This is part of the fucking the problem for us Star Wars fans right now that we have is the fact that we have so much fucking content right now.
Yeah,
it's a great problem to have,
and a majority of it's decent, entertaining content.
So far so good.
Yeah. And Mandalorian season 3, though I guess the people in attendance at Celebration got a little bit of a teaser. We didn't get shit, the home audience, except for the fact that it's coming out in February. So not making the December release like most people kind of assumed, even though it's been done being filmed for a while. But, special effects, they take time.
Yeah.
So,
that's fair.
Yeah. February release date for that. So, hooray.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of info besides that.
No.
So I got super excited when I saw that they're making a Tales of the Jedi series. I'm like, because it's very well documented on this show that the Tales of the Jedi comics that I read back in the 90s like got me back into Star Wars like full speed ahead. And I thought maybe, this is going to be based on that because that took place in the Old Republic era. That's kind of what started the Old Republic stories, was that first Tales of the Jedi comic series. But no, it's like modern day Clone Wars era animated series starring like fucking Ahsoka and Count Dooku. Okay. I mean, not that I dislike those characters, but it's like, we've got enough of them.
Right.
We've got a fucking Ahsoka live action show coming next year.
Right.
Right. So why do we need another animated show for her? I really got excited for a second that we might be going back to the Old Republic finally in the new canon. And then no.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself, Jason.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll watch it. I'm sure I'll watch it. Like, the Star Wars fan that I am that says, I'm not watching another piece of Star Wars content until the next movie comes out.
Right. Well, like Joker Voice is saying, it's just content at this point. It's no longer about the story. Just ground out a product for the masses. Consume, just slap the Star Wars label on it.
Well, but see, then you run that risk of oversaturation.
Yeah.
One of the things about Star Wars is how special it is. Obviously, when we were growing up, it was very special. You rarely got new content.
Yeah.
That's why when the fucking prequels came out, people went fucking nuts. And that's why, episode 1 made boatloads of fucking money.
And we're still going nuts for it. I mean, we still have Celebration every year. There's still we're still here. Mm-hmm. We're still here. We're still Star Wars fans. We're still eating up a lot of this content. And I think we still have this voracious appetite for Star Wars because we were starved for so long, right? It was like, okay, we're just gonna fucking feed you a little bit all these decades, and now we're adults and we can fucking get as much as we want.
Mm-hmm.
And the next generations just have Star Wars all the time, and the idea that they can appreciate Star Wars as well and be just as into it as we are without the fucking deprivation just speaks to the fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever's happening, whether it's the influence that we have, our generation and our parents' generation, like being Star Wars fans on and, kind of expressing that into our children and their children's children and however that is going to go.
Mm.
I mean, that probably has something to do with it, but the fact that it's still matriculating down into the next generations is pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, show me other franchises that are going to have that type of response.
Mm-hmm. The sequel to Jedi Fallen Order was announced. Jedi Survivor coming out next year at some point.
Yeah, I am really now that I have an Xbox X, I am really fucking excited for another fucking game like this because I feel like these games are probably optimized for that platform.
Yeah, and especially the new game. I think it's only for the new platforms. I don't think it's going to be backward compatible.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that because I really aside from the bug-eyed character, the animation for that
so
was
weird looking.
I just think the animators there was just something a little bit off. But
well, I think that's what the actress looks like in real life too, that they based her off of. With, like those big fucking buggy eyes. It's like, oh,
hey, look, if you can make money with that character, then good on you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found something that you can make money with it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, look at this face. This is a face made for radio. But this idea that that he's still like in search of something, and he's still able to go out and I'm really excited. I'm excited for the gameplay. I really enjoyed the gameplay for Jedi Fallen Order. I think I'd like to see where the story goes. We got a lot of as we're talking about Obi-Wan, and we're going to talk a lot about the Inquisitors. I think we see, thanks to Jedi Fallen Order, we got a glimpse of what the Inquisitors were. You got a little bit more depth into what the Inquisitors were.
Yeah, like former apprentices and things like that. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to what this game's going to bring out, because I don't think they're afraid to let this bring out some more canon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And I think because I was pretty down on the game when it first came out, the Jedi Fallen Order, but I think this is like with Andor and how we're going to kind of take a harder look at Rogue One before that comes out. I think I'm going to, try to do another deep dive into Fallen Order before Survivor comes out.
Right.
So the only other thing that I really had in these notes were that they announced a new show, Skeleton Crew, starring Jude Law, and that's like all I know.
Yep.
So Jude Law is now going to become part of the Star Wars universe, which, okay. I mean, he's a good actor. Not enough to get me excited yet.
Yeah.
So
Star Wars isn't built on the names of actors.
No. In fact, it was always built on the names of the unknowns.
Right. So the idea that you're going to build something around an actor is a little off-putting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. This could be, again, this is saturation, right? I've seen the timeline. I think I did a screenshot of it. Excuse me.
Nice.
Sorry, I got to scroll through so many fucking pictures that I took over the past couple days.
Were they of your dick?
It's a
notice how he paused.
It's a handsome
trying to come up with a response. Yeah. By the way, Brady and Don are both cursing us out.
For not restarting. Yeah, I know. I've been watching. I've been ignoring him.
Yeah.
Because apparently the escape pod would restart, and we don't need to restart because we're recording a podcast. This is the Sidebar Cantina podcast, and we've been successfully recording thanks to our Rodecaster Pro fucking.
Yeah, because we do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Yeah. I lied. I did not. I thought I took screenshots of this thing, and I don't. I have.
You know what I have to say to that?
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
I did save a meme, but that's not helping us at the moment.
Yeah.
Lots of airplane pictures though. Lots of airplane. All the airplane pictures.
Indeed.
Makes me so happy.
Alrighty.
I love airplanes.
Anything else on Celebration before we move on to our weeks?
It's a celebration, bitches.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm disappointed in myself as a Star Wars fan that I wasn't following it closer. But as we'll get to in my weeks, I had a really good reason why.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah.
So. All right. So getting into our weeks, it's like our last couple of weeks because we haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. And I mean, for me, the big transition happened. And I know how that sounds. The second those words came out of my mouth, I'm like, fuck. No, but the thing that I've been talking about forever that's been building up, my exodus from the military. I had my last fucking day in uniform. It's been a week and a half now. And I started my new job last week, and it's been fucking great. It has been fucking great. I can't remember the last time I was this happy with life in general. And it was just that one change. And it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Like everything is just completely changed. And yeah, I'm super, super fucking happy. I had my last day in the Air Force again a week and a half ago. They put me on the spot the Monday of that week, that long week, because I had to work that weekend in between, but they put me on the spot that Monday. Like, hey, this is his last week. And, you know, they made me give a speech and blah, blah, blah. Almost got emotional during that speech. And then when it came to my last day, where again, thanking everybody for, you know, all the hard work that week and everything. And they put me on the spot again. And I basically said, you know, thank you for, you know, letting me work with you all these years and for everything. And I gave some parting wisdom to some of the newer people. But throughout that whole speech, never once got even remotely emotional. Never came close to like tearing up or anything. And talking to my wonderful mother-in-law, Patricia Goodstein, afterwards, she's like, that's when you know it was time to go. Like, if you didn't get emotional on that last day, or when they put you on the spot, I had you give that speech in front of the squadron. If you didn't get emotional and it was just like another day, then that's when you know it's time to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I 100% agree, especially after new life the next week. It's been fucking great. And like I wrote in the notes, halfway through the first day, I knew I'd made the right choice.
Yeah.
Because leading up to that point, I'm like, fuck, am I doing the right thing? Is this really the best thing for me to be doing right now? Because I went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
For months. Like, fuck, is this really what I want to do? And oh yeah. 100%. No fucking question. So yeah, and I'm working the new job. I'm happy. I'm working with some pretty funny people. Interesting cast of characters. And now that I'm no longer under military restrictions, you might be able to see it in the chat. Got a little scruff coming in, little scruff on the top of the head coming in. So you're going to be seeing homeless looking Jason very soon over the next couple of weeks.
No, we're going to have a lot of fucking Patreon, like,
oh, they'd have to like
Patreon grooming, at least for the hair, like facial hair, fucking grow your ZZ Top beard. But I don't know. We've already seen what your hair looks like when it's been grown out.
Yeah. So. Well, now I won't have military restrictions on me, so I'm gonna at least try it once, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Besides that, oh god. So I put this note in here, how the military turned me into a cynic. So this place that I work at now, as they want you to wear business casual clothes, as you can see today, because I came straight from work to the studio here, and the guy that was like kind of like my trainer, my buddy or whatever, as I was coming on, he's like, yeah, and we do casual Thursdays, because I work 410s now too. I work Monday through Thursday, which is fucking awesome. And he's like, yeah, Thursdays is casual days. You know, we just come in jeans. Some people wear t-shirts, some people wear polo, but you know, very casual on Thursdays. And Wednesday night, I'm like getting my clothes ready, because every night I've been like ironing my shit and getting it ready the night before, so it's all ready to go that morning. I'm getting my stuff ready. I'm like, is this a big fucking rib? Am I going to show up tomorrow in jeans and a polo and everybody's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, because especially coming up through maintenance in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the fucking, the ribs were fucking abundant. Like people were fucking with new guys all the time. I did the classic APU air sample on the flight line. And it dawned on me when I'm like, why is everybody watching me? You know, why are other cars pulling up to fucking watch me catch this exhaust in a fucking trash bag and then tie it up to submit the air sample.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, I'm thinking the whole time like this is just gonna be a big fucking joke. So I wore business casual that Thursday, and I show up and everybody's in fucking jeans and polos, and they're looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, I didn't trust you.
Yeah.
I have trust issues. I was a maintainer.
Yes, exactly. That's what the military does to you.
Yes, as it should.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all. Yeah, my casual day, I fucking, you know, we're conditioned now to do our Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, nice.
Like I'm trying to like most of us would do Hawaiian shirts on Fridays.
Mm,
Just because.
sure.
Yeah, because why not? We're fucking civilians.
Yeah.
We'll do that. They're, those guys got their morale shirts on. We'll put our Hawaiian shirts on. It can't get much more casual than a Hawaiian shirt.
Indeed. Besides that, the only other new thing I had, well, so much has happened, but I wanted to keep it short, keep it,
So smooth.
and we bought another car.
Yes, you did.
So you saw it as you were arriving at the studio today.
The Bolt.
Yes, got a Chevy Bolt. So now
Right.
we have two electric vehicles, the Volt and the Bolt.
You've seen like the movie Bolt, right?
No, I never have.
It's a white dog.
I don't understand what the color of his fur has to do with anything.
Yeah, it has everything to do with the color of your car.
Oh.
Like when you said it's a Bolt and I'm looking at it and it's white, I'm like, that's an interesting coincidence.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
a connection I didn't even make because I'd, again,
You
never
hadn't
seen the movie.
It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Bolt.
Yeah. So,
You should watch it now.
I suppose.
I suppose.
I got other things to do. I'm already like trying to map out what I'm going to do with all this extra free time that I have now that which by the way, my old squadron in the Air Force is working this fucking weekend.
Yeah.
Guess who's not working this weekend? Oh, I'm going to be texting so many guys too. Like, oh, what are you doing, man? Oh, I'm just like sitting at home, playing
Right.
video games or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch right now. You can fucking go ahead, stream me at the Red 5 Gaming. Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, we got the car. So we now have two electric vehicles and what high gas prices? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, well, and your commute's a lot shorter too. So that's
Yes. Oh my God, that's been so amazing. The very first morning, because it's very well documented, our commute, before I left the Air Force, but 45 minutes average one way
right.
from my driveway to the parking lot of my building, 13 minutes.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Life is good.
Yeah, I really like my job, so that's the only reason I keep my 55-minute commute.
Yeah.
I get compensated very well for what I do.
And that's
So,
fine. That is perfectly fine.
It is, and I don't have an electric vehicle. So,
Yeah. But that's been kind of my week in a nutshell. There again, lot of other stuff going on, but I just wanted to get the basics out there because we got a lot of Obi-Wan to talk about.
We
So
do.
What about you?
I was the main reason that we didn't record on Memorial Day
Mm-hmm.
because on Memorial Day I was actually in England, and I was
Jolly old England.
Right.
Good day, mate.
That's Australia.
Oh. Don't touch me kilt.
That's Scotland.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, so I was in England, and I was fortunate enough to be selected for a group to be able to go and represent the wing I work for, to be able to go over to England for this memorial.
England,
Japan's
sending PlayStations. Sorry.
So the wing I work for, they have their roots are with this bomb group that got stood up in 1942 specifically for World War II, and they got based out of Chelveston, England, and it's this little town, 200 fucking people in this town, 200, right? And the town consisted of a fucking church that was built in like the 12th century,
Wow.
a fucking a bunch of houses, community center which is probably smaller than your house, and a pub.
Of course.
Of course.
And that's probably where everybody's at.
And that's it. That's the entire fucking town. And they built this airfield basically, on the farm, and they cleared out this fucking airfield, and they put like, almost 4,000 airmen on this airfield now. Like, and this Chelveston was the closest town. The relationship that was built between the airmen that were stationed there, these American airmen, and the community was it was such a warm symbiotic relationship that they still maintain. Like there's a memorial to the bomb group in town.
Oh, that's awesome.
The church has a memorial like built there's like a placard on the side of the church
Wow.
to that bomb group. And there's stuff inside the church. Like it's a huge thing. There's a historical society for that bomb group that coordinated the event for us to come over there.
Joker Voice thinks we should watch the Boys.
It's,
I heard it's good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't
anything
watched
about
it. I've heard it's good as well.
Yeah. Lunar Girl, add that to the list.
So anyway, it was fascinating to kind of get immersed into this local area, like with it being so part of this community. And my job, I was there as kind of like a second shooter for PA, right? That's kind of how
Were you on the grassy knoll?
I was not.
Back and to the left.
I was in the grass though. Oh, the grass is soft. So on the field, like the airfield had been converted. It was RAF Chelveston. Sorry, they fucking English pronounce shit weird. And they converted it in the Cold War.
Everybody's throwing out things for us to do.
Oh, of course. You to do. He's retired.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I keep thinking every time somebody says you're retired that they're about to say you're retarded.
Also, yes. So the old airfield, they had converted it to a Cold War airfield where they had like B-47s or something there. But then it was sold back to a private corp, and now it's a solar farm, like with those big ass wind turbines.
Yeah.
Which, oh, by the way, those things are fucking massive.
Oh yeah.
I'm like standing there going, holy shit! Like, I knew they were massive, but when you're standing under there listening to the the fucking wind go by on them, I'm like, holy shit!
Are there like areas that are are they?
There's
big enough
fencing
to okay, so
just
like
underneath them.
like if you were standing like right at the base of one, would you like get fucking decapitated if you got too close?
No, I don't think so.
The blades don't go that low.
No.
Okay.
They don't. I mean, I wasn't that close to it. I was probably about 100 yards from the closest one, but that's as close as I've ever been to one.
Okay.
And you could definitely hear it. Like it's like big giant air noise. But there was like remnants of the tarmac. There was some Nissen huts that were still like kind of in the woods for when they were where they built the bombs and stuff like that. Fucking fascinating. One of the local farmers he tills up pieces of like B-17s and fucking dog tags and fucking dentures and just all this random shit that was left from when it was the field in World War II.
Yeah.
And you know, the unit was fairly famous because of Curtis LeMay was the fucking commander. LeMay was a big deal. And there was a lot of the box formation and a lot of the stuff for the bombers.
Okay.
Was developed by LeMay, which a lot of this is poignant because today is D-Day, right?
Oh fuck! Wait, today?
Today is D-Day.
Oh shit!
It's June 6th, right? So, you know, I bring up this part, the Chelveston part, because when on Memorial Day we were there, we had a memorial service kind of in the church in Chelveston with like a real small group with the locals, and then we went to the cemetery, the American Cemetery in Cambridge, and fucking immaculate.
Yeah.
And they had a flyover, and they had somebody from the royal, Her Royal Highnesses, whatever, had given a speech, and there was like somebody from the U.S. Congress was there, and like a whole fuck ton of people were there, and they did this whole wreath laying thing, and then they had at the end of it they had a B-17 fucking flyover, and they had some Spitfires fly over too, but they had a fucking B-17 flyover, and holy fuck, if that didn't like just a fucking B-17 flying over. Right.
I didn't realize they still maintain those even for like air show type things.
Well, I'll get to that in a second, but that B-17 is the only airworthy B-17 in Europe. Like it is the only one outside the United States.
Right.
And it had flown that day. I actually saw it fly 2 days prior to that.
Oh shit.
I could talk at length. I got to go to the Imperial War Museum at Duxford, and I saw fucking So much airplane porn. Oh my god. But anyway, the flyover, it would just it hit me so fucking hard as to, you know, there was 3,082 grave sites there at the Cambridge American Cemetery. An immaculate place. And then today, that today is, you know, D-Day, and it's 78th anniversary of D-Day. And I want to read. I'm going to read this, and I'm going to read it serious.
Okay.
Because it is D-Day.
So no Jennifer Lopez.
So no Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is not going to be Dwight D. Eisenhower.
All right.
But I'm doing this because of it, for me. This has been where I was right now last week. This is pretty poignant. And the soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon a great crusade towards which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people are everywhere. March with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944, and much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940 and 1941. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God in this great and noble undertaking. Dwight D. Eisenhower. So this is the... I got a picture from the National Archives of the original document to read from, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't like some fucking, you know, it wasn't just
some rewrite on the internet.
Yeah, just some jackass on the internet. But, you know, 78 years ago today, those fucking guys storming, you know, the beaches in Normandy, and in Europe prior to that, they had this thing called Big Week. And what that was, it was basically, it was air operations to basically eliminate the Luftwaffe from, not from existence, but basically they had to eliminate the ability of the Luftwaffe to make a presence for Operation Overlord, which was the D-Day invasion.
Yeah.
So Overlord had been planned forever. So they had the Big Week planned in order to fucking I can't remember the name of the actual air operation, but it was huge. It was the largest air operation in Europe at the time. Jason, when I tell you that, like, when we flew, there was some level of danger, right? There always was.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like air refueling and shit like that. It's whenever you're flying 350 miles an hour, 20 feet from another airplane on purpose, and they touch like this, you know, it can get sketchy, and you know, and it has, and we've been other situations where, you know, things have gotten dicey. These motherfuckers, they would get into a fucking airplane, and they would, 1 in 5 of them wouldn't make it back.
Yeah.
And they knew it. They would get into that fucking B-17 or that B-24, and they knew what the odds were. And they fucking did it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, fuck. I mean, the same goes for those guys that were on the boats.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling up onto the fucking beach.
Oh, those guys... Well, but here's the thing, and this is, and not taking anything away from D-Day, but this is kind of what I experienced by being over, and I just finished like 2 different books on the air operations leading into D-Day. the air crews that went into the flak and into the other things that like D-Day was get into the boats going for this invasion, right? You had one push. You make this push and you get through and you get to the other side. The crews, they fucking went and flew. They'd land, wake up, go look at the board, be on the fucking list, go fly again the next day.
True.
Take that same level of risk again and again and again, hoping that they make it to 25 so they can go home. That's what makes the Memphis Belle so fucking important. That's what, you know, these guys that fucking survived. This is what my grandfather, not the paratrooper in the Pacific, my other grandfather who was a waist gunner in B-24s, I can't even fucking imagine sitting there staring out a window holding a 50 cal just waiting for a fucking ME-109 to come and take you out. Like it's absolutely fucking bonkers. So the balls of these men to go out there and do it, it's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. So today being D-Day, in a couple years it'll be 80 years. These airplanes that I gush over, you know, World War II, any airplane. I mean, let's face it, any kind of airplane, I'm getting my nipples hard. Oh God! But these World War II airplanes, I went to air show this weekend. On top of, like, within a week, I've seen so many World War II airplanes. It's so fucking erection inducing. But I went and I saw a B-29 flying. I saw a B-24 flying. While I was in Europe, I saw B-17s. Yeah. I saw Spitfires. I saw fucking T-6s. Like, so many fucking airplanes. And the announcer that was calling at the air show this weekend said something, and I thought it was really, really poignant. And if you ever get the opportunity to go to an air show, especially when it has the older airplanes like this, I want you to think about this. That noise you hear, like if you're videotaping it or something like that, make sure you post that on social media. Make sure you share that with people, because who knows how long these airplanes are going to fly.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you can't make these parts to keep them flying. There's only but so many of them. The B-17 that was supposed to be flying in the air show that I was at this weekend was down for maintenance.
Right.
At some point, you're not going to be able to fly these things anymore. So nobody's going to know the sound of a Merlin engine for a P-51 flying over. Like you're going to lose this history, just like you're losing these members of the Greatest Generation. And go fucking find their story, and and remember this is part of history. And then don't stop there. Learn about all of this history, all of these brave men who went out and fucking they just fucking push their balls around in a fucking wheelbarrow, man.
Indeed.
Anyway, yeah, I was at an air show this weekend. I took 1,700 pictures.
Oh my God.
I couldn't
on your phone?
No. I took my real camera.
Okay.
Like, I'm not gonna fuck around on my phone at an air show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get B-29 pictures like fucking this with my phone. I mean, the iPhone 13 is good. It ain't that good.
Right.
But yeah, I took 1,700 fucking pictures, and I was starting to go through them all. I'm like, this is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I did make a new IG handle just for pictures, which I probably should post somewhere.
Yeah.
At Aviation Photos. AV8, the number 8. SHUN Photos, I think.
You were asking me?
I don't know. I just made it. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of airplane porn on there if you're interested. I plan on posting a lot of stuff once I get it edited. But dude, I'm telling you, after all of this, after this week and this weekend, and I've already, like, before I even left on that fucking trip, I was already, I've been always known my paternal grandfather's history with jumping on Corregidor and all his adventures in the Pacific. I'm just starting to dig into my maternal grandfather and what he was doing in the 8th Air Force and where he was and stuff like that. And it's fucking fascinating. And yeah, you talk about free time. That's kind of what I'm doing in my free time.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that though.
I'm finding airplanes to take pictures of, and yeah, it's fucking great because this weather has been fucking awesome.
It's been good. It's been really good when it's not raining.
This past weekend, like here, was just perfect.
Yeah,
it's absolutely perfect. I'm standing out on a fucking tarmac on Saturday. I did put sunblock on, if you can believe it. Like my face got this shit burn out of it.
Yeah,
but I mean, I was out in the sun way too long on Saturday, which meant Sunday I fucking hid inside just because I could not be out in the sun. But it was just a perfect weekend for an air show. Like every picture I have is an airplane on a background of a fucking perfect blue sky. Yeah, it was just a great weekend, great experience in the UK. I'm so fortunate to have had that experience. Like I said, the B-17 flyover of the fucking the American cemetery there was just chill inducing.
Good shit.
And yeah, and I come home and get an air show this past weekend, and then today was just a fucking shit show.
Yeah, back to work
and fucking got my hair cut, and the fucking girl cut my hair, cut my eye. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh fuck!
See it right there?
What the fuck did she? How?
She had the clippers and was trimming my eyebrows, and like the clipper just boop. And initially I didn't think it was much of anything, but then like there was blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, so this is what fucked up. So she gets a paper towel, and I see her. She's got a bottle of clear liquid. She squirts it on the paper towel. There's fucking alcohol.
Yeah.
So I go and put it on my eye. Holy fuck! I'm like, okay, all right, we're cleaning it out. Yes, this is good. Yep. No problem. It's great.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. So, yep. So if my eye goes wonky on you, like for whatever reason, it's because it's definitely like it's kind of like throbby. But
yeah. Good to know. I'm glad you warned me.
Yes.
So
I'm not having a stroke. It's just my fucking the hairdresser tried to cut my eye out. But I did get a haircut, so I feel better about that.
Well, we wouldn't know because you always wear fucking hats, even on the show. Like, I don't think anybody would know what your hair looked like before or after.
You know what's really funny? So while I was at the funeral, at the cemetery, I was in a suit because everyone else was in Class A's. So
Sure.
I wore a suit, which I probably could have got away with wearing something a little bit more sturdy.
Sure.
Because I was taking pictures, right? So, you know, apparently I found this out after the fact, but like if your PA as the photographer, like your dress code doesn't necessarily have to match what everyone else is wearing.
Okay.
But I wasn't told that. I was told, hey, you're one of the passengers, you need to be wearing a suit. So I was wearing a suit. Whatever. Yeah. It didn't really matter. The weather was perfect over there. It was like fucking 63 degrees.
Nice.
Slightly overcast, so it wasn't too warm for fucking wearing a suit. So it was fine. But I was wearing a suit with no hat. People that know me in the squadron had no idea like where to find me because they just did not recognize me without a fucking hat on.
Right.
Like, and I'll do that in the squadron. If I take my glasses off and my hat on, people will be like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's you."
Yeah.
Yeah. No
that's
idea.
funny.
So I'm curious. I have to look at some of the group shots to see what I look like with fucking my being in a suit and my hat off.
Nice. So are we ready to talk about some Obi-Wan?
Yeah, let's talk about some Obi-Wan.
All right, you don't need a bathroom break or anything?
I'm okay right now.
All right.
I'm all right.
So, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I wonder if he means old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
94.
94.
Disappointed in 3 episodes he hasn't said 94 even once.
Okay, so did you also catch the point where they were teasing the hello there?
Yes.
And he didn't do it?
And he didn't do it. fucking bastard.
Oh man. So yeah, we had the first 3 episodes. Well, 2 episodes came out that week of celebration, and then the one
Celebration, bitches.
then the one came out last Wednesday, and we're gonna cover all 3 of them, give our thoughts, and yeah, kind of see what we thought about overall. So
Jason took notes.
I took notes,
Yes.
and so
Dave
first,
didn't.
yeah. So first of all, I love the way they always do the naming convention for these, because Mandalorian has been chapter, right? I think Book of Boba Fett was also chapters, and now we're doing parts, because now Obi-Wan Kenobi is in 6 parts, so it's part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yep. What the difference?
Yeah.
What is the difference?
And we start off part 1 with a pretty fucking badass prequel recap. And you know, it's funny. It's nothing more than just a bunch of scenes from the prequels all connected together to give you a quick and dirty of the whole fucking story, but it was done so well. Whoever edited that together and mixed the music and everything, fucking mwah,
Yeah.
fucking perfect job.
Yeah, and one thing I was having a conversation with one of the guys I was on the trip with, who was a Star Wars fan. Thankfully, I had a business card, so I gave him a business card.
Nice.
But if I don't want to look, I didn't want to look too deep into what was there, right? Because I know some
in
people
the recap.
yeah,
like
think,
why did they show certain scenes?
Yeah, like what about the younglings? Is Reva one of the younglings that was in the fucking initial
Oh,
thing?
that's
like
that's not even a question.
I think that people just take it for what it is. They're just
Yeah.
trying to show you that with all that was happening, they're showing you that Padawans escaped.
Yeah.
And that's that. There's Padawans that escaped and they're out there. So now there's something for the Inquisitors to hunt.
Right. But I
know?
mean, at the same time, like, if anybody thinks that Reva's not one of those fucking kids from the very beginning, like, I don't know what the hell you're watching, but it's so obvious that it's her. Like, it's. I hope that they're not, like, expecting this to be some big fucking reveal, like, surprise Pikachu face, you know, when they're like, Reva was a Jedi Padawan. She was a youngling that escapes. Like, like, because I'm not going to be surprised whatsoever. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get an awesome prequel flashback, and then yeah, we hop right into the fucking purge, which it was actually a pretty cool scene where they're doing like fucking Jedi yoga or some shit, and then all of a sudden, clone trooper peeks their head in, and then just pew pew, just start fucking blasting away.
Yeah, all of that was. Did you notice that? I think it's deliberate, but I think I'm hung up on the fact that, yeah, you know what? Never mind. But I think it's deliberate. Like when you look at the clone troopers, like they're darker, right? So when you look at them like pre Order 66, right? It feels like that their armor is just a little bit almost like brighter.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
then, and then now it's like when you see them, and you're peeking around. And stuff
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
in like a dark hallway.
Yeah, it seems like
not much illumination.
There's just like there's like a gray to it almost.
Well,
like,
and I can tell you, like Deborah Chow, she's directed these first 3 episodes. Very deliberate shots like that. Very, very stylized shots. Very symmetrical shots, and like it seems like nothing she's doing is like by accident. And I guarantee you that's probably one of the things that she was going for. But yeah, if you look at some of the shots, especially in the 3rd episode, so many symmetrical shots of like pyramid shapes or triangle shapes, and just like, we'll get into it when we get there. But there's some really good YouTube videos out there that really break that down, like the whole artistic style of how she's directing these episodes, and it's really, really fucking good.
I have to check those out.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So we immediately start with that flashback to the Jedi Temple, all the fucking younglings getting killed. Pretty sweet sequence. And then I missed this the first time I watched it, but I rewatched it yesterday on my computer, because the first time I watched it on a TV with Kristen, and I didn't hear this before. But then when I had headphones on and I'm watching it on my computer, as the purge is going on, you hear fucking Palpatine just on a loop going, execute Order 66, just over and over again.
Yeah.
They just keep playing that over and over again as you're seeing all these fucking clone troopers gunning down the Jedi.
Yeah, because we didn't talk about that, like how we watched it. Usually we'll start with that. But
Oh yeah.
I was in the UK. So, and Disney Plus actually worked for me over there.
Oh, nice.
So I was able to watch in my hotel room. I was able to catch up. I didn't watch it on Friday. We were traveling, but yeah, I was able to watch the stuff. Everything. I was able to watch those episodes from there. I was watching it on my iPad, but I was able to hear it, pretty well.
Yeah.
So and then I was able to download it too, so I could watch it again on the plane.
Yeah, I like how they let you do that on a
Yeah.
lot of these streaming services.
As much as you hate it, like Disney Plus is actually pretty fucking sweet.
It is. It is. So yeah, we get through that, and then we get the new logo. I really like the new logo for Obi-Wan because it's like the name, and it's kind of in sand, and I don't like sand, but
Gets everywhere.
yeah, but yeah, no, it was really good the way they do that, and you see that at the beginning of each episode. Then of course we go right to Tatooine because we can't get enough of fucking Tatooine here on Disney Plus, and we immediately get the Inquisitors arriving.
Right.
They roll up into some fucking cantina, not the Mos Eisley cantina, but fucking cantina with an outdoor area, and we get a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the scenes that we saw in some of the trailers, where they're basically interrogating this fucking bar owner, and they're like, hey, we've heard rumors of a Jedi, the key to hunting Jedis is patience, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Which throughout this whole thing, you're thinking, oh, fuck, they've caught word of Obi-Wan, right? Because that's what the show's about. Fucking Reva takes a knife and throws it at the bar tender guy, and somebody stops it with the Force, and it's not fucking Obi-Wan, it's some other guy. They eventually chase him out and everything. And yeah, so interesting reveal right from the start that this Force user that they're looking for actually isn't Obi-Wan, who's on Tatooine.
Right.
So nice twist there. And we're immediately introduced to Reva, who's like constantly at odds with the other Inquisitors. Like right from the fucking start. Tons of animosity there, a lot of arguing. And that kind of is, I guess, planting the seeds for what's to come.
So I am uncomfortable. I don't know why.
In the chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fucking chair is suddenly uncomfortable. So I don't know if it's from comics or from something. While the fucking shovelhead guy and and Reva, like their interactions are kind of annoying. Like at the same time, I get it. Like I feel like the Inquisitors were supposed to be kind of catty.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like we've been bred to expect that. Bred, like we're fucking like, genetically, taught to do it. But
yeah, and I mean, fucking Palpatine even stirred the shit between Vader and the Inquisitors. So there's all kinds of just like bred animosity between all of them.
So I didn't feel like it was that out of place. But talking to some people, they feel like it was just really like out of place, and I don't know. I felt like an outlier because I didn't feel like it was out of place. I'm like, no, I feel like this is part of the Inquisitors thing.
Yeah, because they're probably all like looking to gain favor. Like as individuals, gain favor with either Vader or Palpatine.
Yeah, and plus, like I oversimplifying the whole thing. Like if you're talking about a world where the Sith have this rule of two, there's always going to be somebody who's trying to fucking eliminate the other one so that they can be on top, right? So it's to be expected that you're going to have one placating to the other. And trying to understand, well, what's the motivation of this one to the other one? Because that one wants to fucking be in charge.
Yeah.
Like, if this is again, remember, rule of two, right? Like, if we're boiling it down to nothing else but rule of two, then yeah, that stuff makes sense. And I think some people may, I don't know, maybe overthinking it.
Yeah.
Again.
And don't forget, the rule of two is canon too, because I know the Bane books are not specifically canon anymore, but the concept of the rule of two, and Bane himself is still canon because of the Clone Wars and everything. So yeah, that's still a thing. And yeah, like I'm not surprised that there's all this animosity between them, because again, we've seen the shit get stirred between all of them. So it's not unheard of. But it does seem like Reva, more than any of the other ones, is especially like fucking.
I mean, they're
poking the bear.
They're obviously setting it up because that she has a huge hard on for fucking Obi-Wan. for whatever reason.
Right,
I mean,
and that's something we can debate as we get towards the end.
This is the Eiffel Tower of the entire thing.
Yeah.
It's like this is the centerpiece of whatever this fucking 6-part episode is.
Yeah, she's got her motivations. I have a theory as to what her motivation is. Again, we'll talk about that when we get to the end.
Can we skip to the good part?
We eventually.
I just want to talk about fucking Vader dragging people around.
Oh well, that we're 2 episodes from
I
that.
know,
So,
I know.
So
Oh
let's,
my God.
let's get through these first 2. We go to Ben, aka Obi-Wan, who's now in a meat packing plant on Tatooine.
Just call me Ben.
And like, how bad does that fucking meat factory gotta smell? You're in the middle of fucking Tatooine. It's hot as shit, and you're packing this raw fucking meat.
Where are they getting the meat from? Like,
I
what
would assume it's like banthas or something that they're fucking killing out in the wild of
Jesus.
that, or
That's a
Great
lot.
Dragon. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be gainfully employed like that, I guess you're in good shape. But I saw a meme today of somebody had posted that see, this is how you write a depressed Jedi, because they were pointing at like the sad Luke.
Mm-hmm.
That this particular scenario where you have somebody that's like recessed into a depression or whatever, like this is okay. Routine is a huge part of depression, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you get embedded into this routine, and anything outside of that routine is just too much.
Yeah,
Like
and
you can't even imagine doing anything that's outside of that routine.
as you're watching this, like, are you feeling bad for Obi-Wan? Like,
Well,
as he's like sitting in the fucking transporter, he's cutting the fucking meat and he's going through this daily grind. You're like, God damn, man. I feel terrible for him right now, and how far he's fallen.
well, it's a mixture of things, right? Because I think when you're, when we first start talking, like, and we start seriously considering, like, what are the, what was Ben doing on Tatooine, right?
Mhm.
And now this is our first canonical look at what he was doing, and there's always questions like, all right, you're a Jedi, like how do you not fucking do this or that or the other thing? Like, how does he get to the point where he was on Tatooine, where Luke finds him,
Yeah.
finds old Ben Kenobi,
Yeah.
and
I wonder if he means old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
they're I think what they're doing is they're setting up a place where I'll save a lot of that, my thought of that, for the end, but I think they're setting up a place for, like, yes, he's lost everything.
Yeah.
He has one mission, and that's the only thing that keeps him going at all.
Mm-hmm.
Is protecting Luke, and they harp on that. It's like, here's your routine. You have to sustain yourself so that you can ensure that Luke survives.
And that's so apparent at the end of this episode when that other Jedi confronts him,
Right.
and comes out to him in the fucking dark, and he's like, I don't know who you're fucking talking about. And then, he still basically tells him to fuck off. It's like, fuck off, Jedi lost, go away, or you're going to fuck everything up. So, this desperate Jedi comes to him, guy who's been on the run for a fucking decade. It's like, fuck, help me. And he's like, no.
You've got the wrong guy. I'm not that guy anymore.
Yeah. And like, that was like more telling than anything else, than the fucking routine at the meat factory or any of that.
And it goes from a guy that's like hiding himself in the Force to a guy that is removed himself from the Force. That is like, it is done so not necessarily willingly, but because of how it happened. Like, this is all I have.
Yeah.
I have my routine, and I agree with some of what's going on in the chat. Like, they're talking about with the PTSD and depression and Ewan McGregor's Broken Man. Like, yes, this is I've seen it. I've lived part of it myself. This is really, really accurate. And I'll be the first to say that initially, after these first 2 episodes, I had some annoyance at Kenobi being a little bitch.
Yeah, I even have a note. Like, at one point, I'm like, God, Obi-Wan is really fucking whiny.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's when he was, in that third episode when he and Leia were on fucking Planet Bakersfield, and and she's running. He's like, "No, we can't," and it's too dangerous, and you can't trust anybody, and
it's like, all right, you're already at this point, like fucking buck up, Buttercup.
yeah,
But even before that, I was like, man, we're really painting Obi-Wan to be a real bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we get to that point in episode 3 or part 3 where I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm cool with that now because of some, fire and fucking dragging and stuff like that. But we'll save that for that part.
So getting back to this episode, we get the scene where Obi-Wan watches Luke from afar. He's looking through the binoculars, which has created a million fucking memes.
Yep.
There might even be a meme involving Dave and I posted on our Patreon.
Right.
Of that same Obi-Wan. Yeah, it was very well done.
Yes.
But he has that fucking T-16 toy that he buys from the Jawa trader, which I thought that whole interaction with the Jawa trader was pretty fucking funny, especially when like the motherboard from his fucking AC unit or whatever. He's like, yeah, somebody stole it. He's like, oh, hey, I just happen to have one right here.
Oh my God. Just wow. He's like, well, if you're going to steal from me, look, at least
clean it first.
That costs extra.
Yeah. It's just, that was a pretty funny thing, but typical Jawa,
Now, one of the things that I noticed with the Jawa, and again, maybe this is just me, talking about PTSD and depression, like it's, so he has this droid.
Well, it's like the antenna of a droid, at least. We don't know if there's a full fucking droid down there.
Well,
or
there's
not.
something down there that's basically telling him whether or not, hey, there's somebody in.
Yeah, it's his home alarm system.
Right.
Yeah.
And why did they not go off when the fucking Jawa all of a sudden shows up in your fucking apartment? Right. It's like,
well, probably because the Jawa fucking sold him the droid.
Oh,
head.
Maybe. I was just like, why? How does this dude sneak up on you? Because it surprised me that he was all of a sudden there and there wasn't any kind of warning from the system.
But yeah, I'm sure the fucking Jawa sold him that fucking droid head.
Right.
That's his home alarm system. And it's like, just don't go off for me. And that's probably what happened. So the first big surprise of this whole fucking series, we flash over to Alderaan, where we see a young Leia fucking running through the Alderaan forest. Now, first of all, I gotta say, kudos to the art department for their depiction of Alderaan, because we have seen Alderaan before in Star Wars Legends material, particularly Star Wars The Old Republic, the video game, because Alderaan is one of the planets you can play on in there. And it was a beautiful planet, very well done, and you can tell they definitely modeled this after that depiction of Alderaan. So they kind of stuck with this Old Republic view of Alderaan. Very, very cool looking. Like, it looks like somebody's backyard in fucking the middle of nowhere in Washington State or something. But yeah, really cool looking Alderaan. But yeah, we get a young Leia, which I'm 99% sure that that was never announced. That was never known that Leia was going to be in this show. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave or the chat, but I'm pretty sure that was kept under wraps pretty well. We might have caught word that Jimmy Smits was going to be in this. Like, I think that was leaked, but yeah, no word that fucking Leia was going to be in this thing and that she was going to be such a big fucking part of this whole series. So yeah, we see fucking young Leia running around and, interacting with her whole Alderaan family and everything, which, was interesting and kind of fitting, I think. Like, you compare the way like she interacts with her parents versus the way like her whole fucking extended family is. Her extended family are all a bunch of fucking rich pricks.
Yeah.
Like the uncles
and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's more worried about the Empire lining his pockets. Her fucking cousins are a bunch of snooty little fuckers. But she sticks up for herself and she pops off on him and probably made him cry, and that's why the parents are telling her, oh, you got to go apologize and all this other stuff. But the relationship, particularly between Bail and Leia, I thought was really, really well put together. Coming from a guy who doesn't have any daughters, like I would imagine this is like a really good depiction of a close father-daughter relationship.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it seems like it's really well done. And it seems like those two are far closer than her and the mother. Not to say that the mother's bad or anything, but yeah, there definitely seems to be something extra with Bale and Leia, which I mean, we're always kind of hinted at.
Yeah, well, and
in some of the
because that's their only child.
yeah.
You know, so it's that's their connection. It's their bloodline
Mm-hmm.
to a planet, to rule a planet that's not there anymore.
Right, and it's why, you know, Leia's always talking about her father as opposed to her mother or her parents. You know, she always refers to him whenever she's talking or thinking about her family. Anyway, we get the scene that everybody knows about. Another one that's created a shitload of memes when Owen confronts Obi-Wan after he left the fucking T-16 toy and everything.
Right.
You know, fucking, and this was like a mirror of that scene in the fucking comics, by the way. For anybody who hasn't read the Star Wars comics that we talked about years ago, that had the old Journal of Obi-Wan stories, where he, you know, bought parts for Luke's fucking ship and did the same thing, left it on their fucking doorstep in the cover of night. The next day, fucking Owen shows up and get this fucking shit out of here. We don't want your help. We don't need you. Leave him alone. Very similar type of scene, only this takes place years before that, I guess. And then, of course, the whole Obi-Wan's like, well, he must be trained when the time is right. And Owen's like, oh, like you trained his father?
Yeah, it's like, ooh,
Yeah,
burn.
yeah, and I gotta say, I kind of like Owen in this. I really do. Like, in addition to the actor's depiction of Owen, and you can see that transition to where he's eventually going to become that grumpy old man we see in episode 4.
Right.
You kind of understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that fucking meme. Again, we're talking about memes all the time. The one that's like the fucking dad from that 70s show. And it's like, as I get older, I start to understand this guy more. Which I can't remember.
Red Foreman.
Yeah. As I get older, I understand Red Foreman a lot more. You know, it's the same kind of thing with
Yeah.
Owen. You know, I get it. I kind of understand like why he wants fucking Obi-Wan to stay the hell away and just leave him alone.
Yep. No, I totally see it. And proof positive, like immediately thereafter.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
with the fucking Inquisitors showing up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's got the fucking Reva's got the saber right up to Owen's face, and yeah, the only thing that stopped her from killing him was the other Inquisitor that she's been bickering with. And then of course we have Leia getting kidnapped by fucking Flea.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, oh my god, Flea is in this. But at the same time, he really does look like a scumbag.
Yeah, he's a perfect shitbag.
Yeah.
It's
So like good
yeah,
casting,
yeah,
good casting, because he.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, if you're looking for like the fucking scum of the earth, yeah, he fits that bill.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it worked out, and he didn't do a bad job. It's not like he fucking stunk it up.
no, and you know he's
it's not like in Point Break where he was just kind of a throwaway.
yeah, but he was also he's done acting parts for years. He was in the second and third Back to the Future movies.
That's right.
Yeah, it was Needles. So he's done stuff. He's been this little bit player, always been some kind of a jerk off or like you said, a throwaway character. But yeah, perfect for this fucking role. And that's kind of where the series ends, or this episode ends. She gets kidnapped, and then Bale reaches out to Obi-Wan and is like, fucking help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know. Bale shows up and basically convinces him to go. He goes out to the fucking desert where he told that other Jedi guy, go into the middle of the desert and bury the fucking lightsaber and forget about it. That's exactly what he did, come to find out. His and fucking Anakin's lightsabers were buried in a box in the middle of the
middle of the desert.
Yeah.
Which digging in that sand, like that would have been like, you're not in the beach. Like, is there that much moisture? Like that when that sand would have been a lot looser.
Well,
than that.
also, like, who's to say it still would have been the same amount of sand cover when you buried it?
Yeah, all the sandstorms, everything else. I'm like, shit. Some of the places we've been, the sand changed fucking from a flight. Yeah, you take off and land, and the fucking sand is different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how the fuck he found that, but the Force, I guess. The Force guided him. But that was the end of episode 1, and now Obi-Wan is heading off-world to go look for Leia.
So there's been some really interesting discussion in the chat, and I highly encourage you that if you're listening to the audio podcast, congratulations, you're getting the full episode of this particular one. And but yeah, you should be watching on YouTube because there is some good discussion Um, there, do find it, and it's not something I really thought about until it was just brought up in the chat when we were talking about. Hello,
That's you.
All right. She's going. Hey, Kate. Hi. You know what happens on Monday nights, right?
No.
Take a guess.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, Kate. How's it going?
Good. All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. No, what? Fucking, it's only been what? How many years have we been
5
doing this on Monday
years.
night? Jesus. Yeah. Everyone, she hung up, but yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat, for saying hi to my daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I fucking saying before that?
The chat.
Oh no, the chat was talking about the Leia's interaction with Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Then affecting how her plea for Kenobi's help later in the Hollow message is affected. Like,
well, yeah, because now instead of General Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars. Oh, and by the way, remember that time you rescued me when I got kidnapped?
Right.
You know.
So, and that's valid. You know, I didn't really think of that
Yeah.
aspect of it. And you know, maybe they fucking Jedi mind trick her. You know, to
That's true. Yeah, we haven't seen the end yet.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
what they're going to, how they're going to. I have more faith in that they're going to somehow. I know there's some real venom in the chat for how the story is going. Like, I don't necessarily have that level of venom for it, but
Yeah.
I feel like that the storytelling is not as. It'll probably recover somehow from that, but it is a valid point.
well,
I mean,
and what did we say when they first announced the show, and especially when they announced Hayden Christensen was coming back and all that? We're
Yeah.
like, how are they going to do this without fucking up the canon?
Right.
Right, because that's the thing that people like us care about.
yes,
We care about continuity, maintaining that proper canon. They've got a whole fucking story group dedicated to just that, to making sure that the things that you do in the fucking comics and the fucking animated shows and the movies don't all contradict each other and everything stays,
yeah,
fluid. So already we've been introduced to a couple of things that kind of have us scratching our heads like, okay, Obi-Wan and Leia having all these things. Oh, and by the way, the Grand Inquisitor gets killed next episode.
right.
Which he's in Rebels.
Yes.
So how?
Yeah, but look, we've killed people and we killed Maul.
Yeah, we cut him in
Maul
half.
in half.
Yeah.
So and he lived.
Yeah,
and
he-
fought Kenobi. So
Yeah.
well, what the fuck? And we had there's a lot, and I'll save some of my other opinions to the end. But let's talk about episode 3.
yeah, aside from that, like, I'm not down on the overall story or where the series is going, but yeah, the continuity stuff kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of talk about that towards the end. So yeah, part 2, we open up with Jason finding his place in the notes. Okay, they're on Dayu, which why do they have to do this? I talked about this like a month ago. Every fucking show, every fucking movie, they always have to introduce new planets. Like, every planet that we go to, it's always got to be a new planet. You can never just go back to an existing one unless it's Tatooine. We'll go back to Tatooine forever, but we'll never go back to another planet that's already established. That's not Tatooine, because we always want to make up more stuff. So now they're on Dayu, which looks exactly like fucking Nar Shaddaa, which looks exactly like some of the underworld of Coruscant. But no, it's got to be a new planet because reasons. I know exactly why it is because the fucking writer of the show wanted to make his own fucking planet. Whatever.
Dayu sounds way too much like Caillou.
Yeah, I think that all the time.
Caillou. That's Caillou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's to say this guy doesn't have fucking kids, and that might not have.
Say Dayu.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan's like, he's walking around, he's talking to people, trying to find, any kind of direction to where Leia might be.
Being really blatantly obvious, and then also wearing Jedi robes.
Right. Not suspicious at all.
Not at all.
But then we get to one of the most talked about points of this
Excuse me.
whole fucking series, more than Vader coming back or anything else. This couple of seconds of fucking Tamora Morrison back in a
Yeah.
clone trooper outfit
Yeah.
as a fucking wounded veteran, help a veteran get a warm meal. And he's got the fucking, like a long ass beard. He's got the fucking helmet that he's holding out to like collect basically, you know, any kind of handout that people will give him. And it's
Right.
like, fuck. And there is you can dissect this in so many fucking ways. Just this like 5 seconds that he's on screen, because obviously an allusion to, you know, real life with U.S. war veterans and our fucking homeless population
Yeah.
with, you know, how many fucking former veterans we have living on the fucking streets right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's could be a statement about that. Obviously, Tamora Morrison coming back in any of these millions of roles that he could fill is fucking awesome.
Right.
Seeing him in fucking clone armor, with the first time we've seen that actor in the clone armor, it was awesome. The interaction he had with Kenobi, obviously Kenobi immediately recognized him.
Yeah.
And, you know, as I'm watching, I'm like, he's got to know who Kenobi is.
He's
Like,
got to recognize him.
Yeah, but at the same time, doesn't call him out.
Right.
And then you get this fucking crazy transition, because as soon as the camera goes off of Tamora Morrison and fucking Obi-Wan, it's 2 stormtroopers walking through the crowd. Get out of the way, scum, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's that difference between the clone troopers and, you know, how beloved they were in the heyday, but like pre-Order
Right.
66, how they were very friendly. You know, they were, you know, beloved. They were, you know, nice to the people. And then you get that dichotomy with the fucking stormtroopers treating everybody like fucking scum, and just like that complete difference. And there's no way that wasn't intentional to immediately go from him to that fucking shot of the stormtroopers. And it's like, oh, that was, to me, that's one of the most brilliant things that they've done in Star Wars in a long time.
Yeah.
Just
no, I,
this few seconds that we
no,
get.
I love it. I love Tamora Morrison being participating in that role in that way.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to read too much further into that. Just hey, here's just a clone trooper that's just not yeah.
And yeah,
Just
and
down on his luck.
yeah. And you know, that makes you wonder, like, what did happen with all the rest of the clone troopers, because we still don't have that 100% resolution. We know what direction it's starting to go with the Bad Batch, but we know it's at least some of them made it out into the real world, still apparently wearing their fucking clone armor.
Yeah.
So I guess they don't know anything
Yeah,
else.
what else do they got?
Yeah.
It's like, shit. All right, maybe I'll get more. Well, that's the same reason. Like, think of why homeless vets wear camouflage shit. Because it gains, you know, it invokes some emotional response.
Yeah, that's true.
For people to make donations.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Yeah. Again, like, so brilliantly done to where you can spend so much time unraveling that one fucking scene. But I mean, fucking kudos to fucking Deborah Chow on that one. Really, really well done. We go to the spice dealer, Ewan McGregor's fucking junky looking daughter,
right.
peddling spice on the fucking thing, which, I mean, makes sense, because if you really think about our first exposure to Ewan McGregor, what was it? Fucking Train Spotting, where he was a fucking like heroin addict, some fucking junkie. Because I remember when they cast him as Obi-Wan, I'm like, that guy? Like, he looks like a fucking...
Yeah. With
like
that Scottish accent, too.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that brogue. Like, how's that going to play out? And, you know, obviously...
Yeah, obviously it worked out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, his fucking daughter looks just as much like a fucking junkie as he did back then. And, of course, obviously she was made to look that way. And then there was some cheeky lines between the two of them. Like, I was once somebody's daughter, too. Wink.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
But...
moving on.
yeah, moving on.
Yeah, I honestly, it's like, okay, yeah, that's very cheeky. Let's move on.
So then he apparently Leia is being kept in the back of a meth lab.
Yes.
Because Obi-Wan's got to put on the fucking gas mask contraption, and they're like fucking dealing with jars and
Yeah,
you know.
welcome to Breaking Bad Star Wars style.
I know, right? That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is he's going through this fucking meth lab
Right.
on Dayu.
Dayu, that's Dayu.
Yeah, he walks into a room where there's like a not Leia decoy, and he gets rolled up by fucking Flea and his 2 cronies.
Right.
And like he had to have let himself get captured at that point, right? Because after they had him like pinned to the wall, he's like, well, where is Leia? You know, he's just very calm with all of it, you know, trying to get that information from them. And then finally breaks the fucking spice, gets them all high, locks them in the room, and then goes and finds her for real. But I'm like, he let them like fucking pin him down, right? He could, at any point he could have just brought out his fucking lightsaber, and that's the thing that's been bugging me about these first 3 episodes. At any point in a lot of these conflicts, he could just pull out his fucking lightsaber and just clean house.
I just don't think that he's been willing to use it.
Yeah,
I think that lightsaber is a direct connection to him being a Jedi, and he has been. He's not wanted to identify.
Well, then why
as
even
a Jedi?
why even dig it up out of the fucking sand then?
Well, because he knows he's going to need it.
Yeah.
Vader's
Well,
alive.
then use it. Like if you know you're going to use it eventually, use it on those fucking stormtroopers at the checkpoint. Don't use the fucking blaster. So uncivilized.
But blaster fire in a fucking meth lab is not nearly going to draw as much attention as a fucking, hey, some dude with a lightsaber was here, right? Call the Inquisitors.
Okay.
As opposed to, hey, there's blaster fire, call the cops. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Completely skipped a major part of this fucking episode, and that is the Jedi known Haja Estri.
right.
I fucking love this guy. And this whole scene with him and the fucking using the magnets, and then the fucking family sat down, and the way he's interacting with them, he's like, just like his whole demeanor and the way he's being so dramatic with his words, and
yeah, he's got the robe bit. And
yeah,
he's doing the whole thing.
I fucking loved this character.
Yeah.
I thought he was hilarious.
Why wouldn't you do this?
Right.
Why wouldn't you like? I can make money doing this.
Yeah,
I'm going to like. I could set up remotes.
Yeah.
And fucking like all it is simple magic. What? How's Han say it?
Simple tricks and nonsense.
That's right. So he had put some simple tricks together.
Yep.
And has some fucking people that he can call. And bada bing, bada boom. He's got a fucking bag of money.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's some money.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, and do those people get on the ship or whatever? I mean, whatever his conscience fucking can deal with. But in the meantime, fucking just do it. Do that fucking setup.
Like we were laughing our asses off during this whole fucking sequence. Like the dude that played him, he's been in a lot of big stuff. He's been in one of the Marvel movies and all that. So pretty well known actor, but I thought he did a fucking phenomenal job. And
he's Kumar Nundan. He's a comedian.
Okay.
Kumar
I don't
Nundan.
know his real name. I'm not even gonna attempt.
He's a comedian. He's actually really funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I mean makes sense because like his whole sequence in this show was pretty fucking hilarious. So, but yeah, he's the guy that pointed Obi-Wan to the meth lab and everything.
right.
So yeah, I kind of forgot to mention him. Aside from some of the more annoying things that Leia would do in this episode, I actually really like this depiction of her because you can kind of see like old Leia in this version of Leia. She's kind of a real spitfire. She got kind of an attitude. I love the fucking line where Obi-Wan tells her, and if anybody asks, I'm your father. And she's like under her breath, like grandfather, maybe. He's like, what? Nothing. That line was great. A lot of back and forth happening, escaping, trying to get away from the Inquisitors. You get this really cool rooftop scene where at least it starts off really cool, where Reva's like on a fucking rooftop because she sent out the word to all the bounty hunters and all the lowlifes in the city.
We got a Batman scene is what we got.
Well, but see, I think it started off great because it just started off as her like perched on a rooftop, like looking around the whole fucking city. Great shots too, like these shots of her like kind of looking around, these wide views and everything. And even when, Obi-Wan was starting to have the shootout with somebody and you could see her seeing that in the distance and like, okay, fucking, she's like honing in on that. That was all like a really cool shot. But then, when she starts going through like the fucking parkour across the roof and the Batman-y sequences, that's when it gets a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you can do some of that and I'm fine with that. But like it got...
it was extended. And then And then
Then
like she never caught up to them on the roofs.
Right.
Obi-Wan and Leia were long gone back on the ground floor as Reva's still like fucking hopping from rooftop to
Parkour.
rooftop.
Parkour.
Yeah, it's like they're gone.
Parkour.
They're over there now, you know? And she's still like pushing this fucking thing down and running across it and then doing a backflip and
right.
but
Only
no,
to
they're over
show
there.
Up, to show up like, when, fuck, they're gone. God damn it.
So it was like
Which I guess if we look at it from the perspective of like, oh, realistically, it was kind of far. And
Oh, yeah.
she probably wasn't going to make it anyway.
right.
But yeah, that's just to show up. It's like that superhero that's like, I'm here to save the. Oh shit, everyone's dead. Fuck. Oh well, I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it started off really cool the way they were shooting it, but then I think the rails, or it went off the rails at that point. But she comes across Haja Estri, and you get a really cool scene where she's trying to find out where Obi-Wan is, and she does the fucking Kylo Ren, sucking the memories out of his head thing. Like the whole thing was like damn near a mirror of when he was fucking interrogating Poe in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Very like that same technique.
Yeah.
That look on your face makes you think that, or makes me think that you don't like that.
I don't like that move. I'm not a fan of the move.
Like you didn't even like it back in Force Awakens?
Not really.
Huh.
No,
Okay.
I think it's kind of, it's too Star Trek-y, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, it's too Vulcan Star Trek-y. Like I don't
Like using the Force, like the dark side of the Force to extract information from somebody?
I don't think you need to touch the person. Like I think from the way I read the Force and the way I've read it in the
sacred Jedi text.
yes, I've always looked at it as like if I'll be able to read your thoughts from wherever I need to read them.
Well, and Vader
understand
was
your feeling.
And Vader was able to do that with Luke,
Right.
without
But-
ever having to.
But putting your hand on somebody's face reminds me of fucking, Spock pulling shit out of fucking what's her nuts. That fucking I don't know. I'm not good with Star Trek, but anyway, I'm just not a fan. I'm not like, to me it's kind of a crutch in the movie. And it's kind of a crutch here. Like,
Okay.
I'd rather see her waterboard the fucking dude, which obviously would not be appropriate because he's Pakistani, and it would be like it would that would not go well.
That would not have gone over well.
Torture. Like I know there's limits. I get that, and 100% I can see that why that would be a thing. But I'm just saying, fucking going and grabbing his fucking cheek and pulling the memory out. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
Well, and maybe it's the audience too. Maybe they're trying to not go as violent, and they needed another way aside from just like
violent. Not as violent. Are we going to talk about what we see in episode 3? Not as violent. Let me throw this fucking stormtrooper in the air, and he lands on the fucking the goddamn fence that cuts him in half.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's really good at cutting people in half.
Jeez, not as violent.
Well, I was thinking more Vader dragging a woman down the road by her throat.
By her throat and fucking snapping this kid's neck and fucking.
Yeah, fucking brip.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to get to that. I can't wait to. Come on,
All right,
let's
well,
go.
we're almost done with this episode. So, Reva tracks Obi-Wan and Leia to this cargo ship where they're trying to fucking get off the planet. And she reveals to him, first after she has this weird fucking sequence where she's like, Obi-Wan. And I'm like, that's odd. I don't know if I've ever heard somebody talk like that in Star Wars before, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lose my sleep over it or anything, but it was just weird. And then she eventually reveals to him that Anakin's still alive, which we as the audience, at least to me, I kind of assumed he already knew at this point. But then you think about it, he left him for dead on fucking Mustafar, burned to shit, thinking, okay, he'll be dead in a minute, and then pisses off out of there. And then I guess just the word never got back to him on Tatooine.
No, so here's what I think. He did not have the stomach to eliminate Anakin. Right. It was his brother. He just could not strike the final blow.
Sure. Yeah.
for Anakin. So he left him presumably for dead,
Yeah.
but knowing full well that he was alive when he left. That part was a seed that I think when you see Kenobi having those dreams, I think those dreams are directly related to the fact that somewhere within him he knew that Anakin
like deep
was,
down he really
he
knew
knew that it was still alive.
and this was that confirmation.
Right. And this was like, okay, now I know why. Now I know why I'm having these dreams and these thoughts is because he is alive.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he knows this, now things change.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, fuck. What am I going to have to do to fucking like combat this? This is not like I'm going to be able to fucking sneak around and fucking, play grab ass and fucking grab this chick and head back. Chick, this little girl. So inappropriate. Everything I just said was so inappropriate. Have it stricken from the record.
I'm glad
Your
you're
Honor.
being the inappropriate one this week.
God damn it. But yeah, like he knew that it was like, oh shit, this just went from being dangerous to downright suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
And in his brain, like all those things connected. So like you said, it was that confirmation, like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yep.
And now that you're not dealing with somebody who is legless, legless and missing an arm and fucking on fire. Right.
Well, you're still dealing with that person, but
but he's not actively laying there, like, so helpless.
yeah.
Now you're dealing with somebody who came back from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he took somebody that was basically ashes to, oh fuck, now he's in his super suit with his fucking fancy breathing,
and he's probably pissed.
and he's a little angry. He's a little angry.
Yeah.
He's a little upset. You took his parking spot at the mall, and he's a little upset. He's going to chase you around the parking lot. He might do bad things to you if he got you out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. Just saying.
Yeah. So, and then Reva kills the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Or at least sticks her lightsaber through his gut,
Right.
and he falls over, assuming to be dead.
Right.
Which was interesting. I'm curious where they're going to go with this because we got no resolution in episode 3,
Right.
or part 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's I can't keep that fucking shit straight.
Yeah. Remember when everybody was giving a shit when we kept calling Mandalorian episode 2, episode
Right.
3, and
Right.
they're like, it's chapter 2,
Right.
chapter 3.
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
we're gonna fuck this up, and
Yeah.
that's because that's what we do. It's our
Yeah,
thing.
because we just don't care, honestly. That's what it boils down to.
I mean, it's not that we don't care. Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
So yeah, anyway, I hope they thought this through and that somebody was like, hey guys, he's still alive in Rebels, which is canon. Might want to fix that. So hopefully we see some kind of resolution
Yeah.
before the end of the series. Regardless, Obi-Wan's flying away, has this vision of Anakin again, or like is thinking about Anakin, and then boom, you see that flash of fucking Hayden Christensen that we're led to believe because so much fucking makeup and everything. But
Right.
allegedly that's him under all of that shit in the fucking tube of justice,
Right.
like floating, a stump floating in a fucking tube, which I'm seeing this like between that last scene and then the first scene of episode 3, part 3, chapter 3, whatever the fuck. And I'm like, he's got to be so fucking vulnerable in that fucking tube, in that state, because he's got no fucking limbs. Like all 4 of his limbs are gone. He's just a fucking floating torso, and that like any of his enemies could just show up and just be like,
Yeah, but this is Vader. This isn't fucking Boba Fett in the fucking back to tank.
that is true.
This is Vader. Like Vader could reach out in the Force and
choke a bitch.
choke a bitch.
Yeah.
Right. This
Is
is a
Darth
lot.
Vader gonna have to choke a bitch?
Yes, a lot. He's gonna do it a lot.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great.
Oh my god, that's got to be a thing. Is Darth Vader gonna have to choke a bitch?
Vader, put the mask on. Is Darth Vader going to have to choke a bitch?
Yeah. So
Yes.
part 3. My first note in here is Darth Vader, some assembly required.
Yes.
Because we get the building montage of his fucking arms and his leg. Yeah.
So I put this in the notes because I was thinking about it today. Well, of all things, while I was taking a leak, right? I was
Thinking about the podcast as you were pissing.
yeah. I run multiple streams of consciousness at any given time.
Well, you were running one stream at that moment. Yeah.
Factually correct. Yeah, that's how my processor works. I've got multiple things going all the time. That's why I'm tired all the time. But you remember Centurions, the action figures?
Yeah.
That had the
80s thing for any of
Yeah.
you kids in the fucking
yeah.
YouTube chat.
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah.
But they had like the pieces that had the holes in them, right? So you could like put multiple like accessories and arms and change it and reconfigure and everything.
And they were tiny, right? So small.
No, they were bigger. They had bigger action figures.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something else.
No, Centurions. It's I think I'm done.
There was a lot of shit in the 80s, so a lot of stuff got mixed up.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is.
Well, not for us.
No.
Not when we're like 8.
Right.
Centurions.
But everybody was doing coke in the 80s.
The American animated series?
It was one of those many toys that had
there we
an
go.
animated series attached to it. It was mostly just the series was just a vehicle to sell the fucking toys.
Facts.
Is what it was.
Yeah, there's Ace McCloud. Ace McCloud.
I can't see it. Are you sharing your screen?
I'm not sharing my screen.
Why don't you share your screen?
I will share my screen right now.
So that all the kids in the chat can see what the fuck you're talking about.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what it's. Why is that in my head?
The Terminator theme?
Yeah.
You just said Terminator because we were talking about Darth Vader and how he kind of looks Terminator-y as he's getting built.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Shift and 6. Shift.
Are you okay? Have you ever shared your screen before?
Yes. I don't know why it's
Yeah,
not
the
working
answer is
now.
yes, he has. So I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's not working. It's not.
That is why you failed.
Okay, now what do I click?
All right, can we just?
And that's it. Anyway, Centurions, Google it, fuckers. I don't know why this is
The
not
bit
working.
wasn't worth it.
It wasn't.
All right.
God damn it! It wasn't a bit. It was fucking Centurions, and it was.
Anyway,
Fuck you fucking fuck.
So we are. It's confirmed we're on Mustafar. We get that outside shot of the Vader temple, which could have been pulled straight from Rogue One.
Yeah.
When fucking what's his nuts was flying in to talk to Vader,
Yeah.
but
What, dude? God, the Vader stuff is so fucking good. Like,
he's such an iconic character.
I really wanted to like not want Vader in this thing because of it fucking up potential canon, but God, it's so good.
It is good.
So good when it hits your lips.
Yeah. Now the interesting thing is, obviously, it's still the James Earl Jones voice, but apparently, even though James Earl Jones is still alive, apparently they use that digital technology that they use with Luke in fucking Mandalorian to do the voice. They use that same technology to do the Vader voice in this, which makes me wonder, like, is fucking James Earl Jones not doing well health-wise?
Well, think about it.
And his voice probably is a little bit different.
It's
in
different
this advanced age,
and
too.
it's pacing, right? Think
Yeah.
about like a lot of the voice work. It comes down to pacing.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you're, James Earl Jones and your pacing is just a little bit off with your read or something like that, if you're recording it and then you can control that with technology, and then you can make the pacing the same way as it was in the movie.
yeah. Because
Then fucking do that.
Yeah, because he's saying words in this that, like, there's no way they pulled that dialogue from anything else, like
No.
like Inquisitors and all that other shit. When did James Earl Jones ever see that in another movie kind of thing?
But the technology now, what you can do with a sound wave, they have these digitizers now.
Auto-tune. And, it helps that... Well, and it helps that Vader's voice is already robotic. So... What the fuck was that?
I don't know. A whammy bar?
I don't know what that was. Anyway, he's conversing with Reva, and he even kind of hints at, like, he knows what she wants.
Right.
And he's like, bring me Obi-Wan, and, you'll get what you're seeking.
They were talking about it in the chat, and it's valid. I don't know why I keep building this up. They were talking about it in the chat, the fact that why does Reva know that Vader is Anakin?
Yes, I thought about that during that episode.
And it makes me wonder, like, it comes down to, like, here where Vader obviously is using something that he knows Reva is motivated to get Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Vader wants Obi-Wan, and we know that Vader will use anybody, like, oh, you've got some skin in this game. I'm gonna fucking manipulate you to get what I want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so he's obviously doing that. Now, did he feed that information to her to give her that information?
He had to have.
Like, that's the only thing I can think of. The only reason that she would know. That's not like general Inquisitor information.
Right. Unless, which goes along with my theory of what her true motivations are, she fucking sees Anakin Skywalker walking up the fucking stairs of the Jedi Temple with surrounded by the clone troopers, cutting down fucking everybody in his path.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, because I'm just going to say it right now. Again, this is my theory. I am basing this off of no leaks or anything like that because I don't read that shit. I think she's trying to get close to Vader because she wants revenge for what happened in the Purge.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a theory.
Yeah. And again, I'm basing this off of nothing but my own speculation.
Right.
But we'll see. So anyway. Yeah, no, that is a fair point, though, because it's been brought up in canon before, especially in the novels and stuff, that like that wasn't public knowledge.
No, absolutely not.
That Vader was Anakin Skywalker, the former Jedi. They just knew he was some fucking Dark Lord who was Palpatine's.
Yeah, he's Dark Lord of the Sith. That's
Yeah.
all people knew. If they knew that he was a guy, you know, that had a history with everything else, it'd be like the people in the Empire would have fucking manipulated that against him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for political purposes, because politics was still a big thing in the Empire. Anyway, so after that, we go to Obi-Wan and Leia on the cargo ship heading to Mapuzo, aka Planet Bakersfield, which we'll get into in a minute. And Leia mentions, like, can't you use the Force to make the fucking engines go faster? And of course, my brain immediately goes to,
That's not how the Force
how the Force works. And that's almost what Obi-Wan says, too.
Yeah.
He says something very similar, which I just thought was fucking funny.
It just makes that line so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
such,
not how the Force works.
such a great line.
Yeah. And I know, like, a lot of people didn't like that either, and I don't understand why. I thought it was great.
I thought that's one of the best lines out of that movie.
Yeah, so they land on this planet where if you had told me that this was filmed in my hometown of Bakersfield, California, I'd have been like, I believe it, because that's exactly what this fucking scenery looks like. Like fucking deserts of Southern California, Mojave Desert, you know, whatever, with some mountains, like a lot of like hilly mountains, because it looks like the Southwest. Lots of areas of the Southwest of the United States. As they're walking along, I'm like, they could have filmed that 5 minutes from my fucking house growing up easily.
Where did they film it?
I don't know. I haven't had the chance to look it up, but I
What
would
if they
not.
filmed it in the circle of the Mandalorian Circle Theater? You know, they have the circle thing that they do the filming in.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know the circle of justice. They fucking have the screens that have the scenery on. They have real stuff like kind of in the middle of it, and the soundstage, but all around is projected up the scenery, so that like when you're panning, like you can pan 360 degrees, and the scenery is just like you were there.
Oh, that's clever.
It's in the making of the show Mandalorian.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many of those.
Well, you have time now.
Apparently.
So you should do
I
that.
do. So they get onto the planet.
Did somebody switch my chair out? Is that what happened? Like, why is
I was
my
gonna
chair...
say, are you supposed to be in that chair?
I don't... No.
We had Nick in here a few weeks ago.
That other chair would be fucking... Because it breaks this way.
Oh. This chair is fine.
Don't like
I swear to God, I did not swap chairs with you.
Don't like this chair for
Anyway.
some reason today.
They're on the planet. Obi-Wan has a vision of somebody in a cloak as they're trying to like find their meeting spot, which I didn't catch this the first time. I don't know if you or many of the people in the chat caught it, that was Hayden Christensen in that fucking cloak in the distance. Like it happened so fast and I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at that I didn't pick up on that. It was a later viewing and reading something online. It's like, oh yeah, that was him. Because I just thought it was like some fucking other Jedi that he was going to come across at some point. I couldn't tell.
Who else would it have been?
I don't know.
Context clues would tell you that was going to be fucking Anakin.
And I understand, and it makes sense now. I just didn't catch that the first time around. Whatever. Fuck you.
God.
This is when Obi-Wan really started to become real whiny when they got to the spot. There's no one here. We were just taken for a ride. Oh, you can't trust anybody.
Why would you go that fucking far into this?
Right.
Why would you allow it to go that to the middle of the fucking desert before you fucking realize like, oh, we've been had.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at what happened. Dude, you're in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, oh, it's all fucking done. It was obviously everything's gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what the fuck? You don't. That's no,
Yeah.
no. Sorry, that's not how this works. That's not how the Force works.
Yeah. So tell me if this makes sense to you. The guy that rolls
No.
up that picks them up in the transport, voiced by Zach Braff of all people, the squid nose fucking dude.
Right.
Like, he's obviously very pro Empire, right?
Right.
He loves the Empire. He's got he hand painted the fucking Empire logo on the back of
Right.
his transport, and he's just rolling around, just picking up random stormtroopers, taking them wherever they need to go.
Right.
We've seen this in our travels in the past. People in foreign countries were like, "Yeah, Americans, yeah, we'll drive you around. We'll do this and do that," and it's, we've seen that type of person, in our day, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of a bad guy, quote unquote, in this, I totally get that fucking character type, and I definitely identified with him. And at first you think, oh, he's a cool guy, he's giving them a free ride, and then of course later on he like rolls over on him and turns him over to the fucking stormtroopers. But what?
There's.
Are you okay?
There's a difference. So there's a difference between all those places that we went where people were so like, oh look, we like Americans, blah blah blah. Like most of the places we went, they didn't like us.
Oh no, I understand
they
that.
fucking hated us, and that's this guy. That's this fucking guy. Like, oh, look, fucking random white guy. Like, no, they didn't like us. They fucking hated us, and they would have turned us in for anything, for a fucking stick of gum. They would have fucking turned us in, told everybody where we were. That was everyone that ever fucking gave us a ride ever. Every fucking taxi from every airport, all those fucking places we went.
In certain places, yeah.
Most places, Jason. Most places. That's what we dealt with.
All right.
That's how people were. And it's like I had an interesting conversation actually today with my fucking psychologist. We were talking about that, and it's just the fact that back in the day, those guys that were in fucking England, they didn't have to worry about that because they were in England, and people were genuinely fucking happy to see them. When somebody's like, "Hey, I'll give you a ride into town," they weren't fucking trying to give them up to the fucking Germans because they weren't on German soil or anything. But
Sure.
like, every experience we ever had, in most of these fuckface countries that we ended up in, you couldn't trust anybody. So I get that. I totally get that. There's no fucking way. Like, yeah, don't trust anybody because obviously this guy like, oh yeah, I love, you love the Empire too, right? Like, yeah, I love the Empire. Like, yeah, no, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that pig face fucker. I would have taken a lightsaber to his face and then stole the vehicle.
Yeah.
And got to a spaceport. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking.
Yeah. We did have a really interesting interaction between Obi-Wan and Leia during this ride. First of all, Obi-Wan alluded to Leia's real mother, Padme.
Right.
And fucking Leia asked him, "Are you my real father?" I'm like, wow.
No.
Yeah.
And he's thinking like, am I really? No, no, I'm not. Did I lay pipe in that? No, I did not.
Yeah. I wish I would have.
Yeah.
But-
Like, probably would have been nice. A little bit of age difference there. I probably would have gotten in trouble, but No, I'm not your father.
Yeah, like the 16-year-old queen didn't get in trouble for the
Right.
messing with a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. But, apparently, it's okay to go the other direction.
Yeah, double standards. It's
Yes.
fucking bullshit.
Fucking queen.
Anyway,
What were we talking about?
well, Obi-Wan started talking about his family, like the memories that he had of his family. And this was something I've always wondered about. I think we've even speculated on this on the show before, like if Obi-Wan has family. And he talked about remembering like just vague hints of his parents and then remembering that he had a brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I would love it if they explored this, even if it was just for like 5 minutes of one episode of him like tracking down his fucking family and just seeing who they are.
Well, we get in books, in some of the sacred Jedi texts.
The sacred Jedi text.
94.
I fat fingered it. I hit 2 at once.
Sidebar. So, you know the term hand jamming? Like,
Yes.
oh, I have to hand jam that in,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
Apparently, that's our thing. Like, that's a Air
Oh,
Force thing.
People don't know that outside of our
No.
little circle.
No, I meant.
Oh, whoops.
I said that. I said that in a car to Kathy, and she's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, you got to hand jam it in there.
Yeah, like, no, you got to hand jam in. She's like, I don't know what that means. I'm like,
I'm sure
you know,
people probably
hand
take
jam.
it as
Boop, 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 boop.
yeah.
No, she had no fucking clue what that
Yeah.
meant. I'm like, hand jamming.
It's all right.
We're because ironically, we were talking about hand jobs before. Not me getting one, just hand jobs in general. Talking about the emoji, the hand emoji. It looks like waving.
Oh yeah.
Like, it looks like, hand job. Yeah. Anyway,
It's all right. I got in trouble once for referring to Kristen as fat, dumb, and happy. And she's like, "You think I'm fat?" I'm like, "No, it's an expression. Fat, dumb, and happy." She's like, "I've never heard that before in my life." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
that's a real thing, and you should never use that you with your wife. Come on, man.
Whatever.
There's some words that have to hit the trap, right? It's like there's like a
Have
word.
you met me?
Yeah, I believe me, I know, but there's still there should be that like word trap. It's just like book, it's gonna hit there, and it doesn't get out, so that you just keeps yourself out of trouble. Can you believe I didn't like that? I know it's unbelievable that you were upset.
No. The unbelievable part was that she had never heard of that. Allegedly, never heard that expression before. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I've known that expression since I was a kid.
Jason, this is not the hill to die on.
Whatever, man. I was
finger.
right.
Fat finger.
Fat finger, hand jamming,
Yes.
hand job.
Yes. Hand jamming.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
Not to be confused with hand joes.
Yeah.
You were hand jamming.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to find my place in my notes. Oh yeah, him talking about his family, and you mentioned.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you mentioned the
How
sacred
the fuck did we get there?
because I finger banged the two
that's right.
fucking
The
The
sacred.
sacred Jedi text.
yeah.
There you go. That's
All right,
right.
it was more like
The sacred Jedi
pops.
Do it live.
Asshole.
Yeah, just as you were sipping too.
Yep.
Worked out well.
Good
So
job.
anyway, we saw Kenobi's family in sacred texts, apparently. As you were trying to say.
It wasn't Kenobi's family. It was just like generally speaking, they were like Jedi that were talking about glimpses of their family.
Oh, okay,
That
gotcha.
In books like it was in the canon, it was after you're talking about it, like in Leia and Aftermath and those books. Like I remember them giving little peeks at. Okay, here's
Yeah. Which
looks back.
again just shows how fucking wrong the Jedi were. And Kenobi still isn't seeing it. That's what kills me. Because in episode 1, he's still going up there, "Oh, Luke still must be trained as soon as he's of age." And it's like, fucking, have you not been paying attention? Did you not see what you did to his fucking dad?
You are, again, you're talking about somebody who's clinically depressed.
Yeah.
And has like this is your I have this mission, right? I have to follow this mission, and I have to follow it based on this routine. And anything outside of those parameters is so foreign that it can't possibly do it.
Yeah.
So I have to do this. And that was his last thing. Is like this is my existence now,
Yeah.
to do this. And it's like out of a, like, honestly, it's probably out of a textbook of how this particular psychosis is.
Yeah. That's fair. So
Take
yeah,
that, Psychosis.
so they roll up to the fucking checkpoint where the driver rolls over on him and hands him to the stormtroopers. They fucking have the shootout at the old corral. He's going to fucking lower the fucking the barricade, the laser barricade. You could just walk around.
Yeah.
There was all the room in the world on
Yep.
either side of that fucking gate. That gate was just there to keep vehicles from going because there
Right.
wasn't enough room for vehicles on the side.
Right.
But you could just walk around. Because at first I'm thinking, oh, he must be wanting to like take that fucking speeder out. No, he fucking drops the gate and they just run through.
Yep.
I'm like, what was all that?
I don't know. I don't know. But thankfully that gate was there so that we could fucking drop a stormtrooper on top of it and
Oh, yeah.
cut him in half.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
This is the beginning of what I hope is to be the brutality of what this is going to finish out as.
Because it gets
Because oh my god, you can almost smell the flesh fucking being seared from all the fucking lightsaber damage and fire and
yeah.
shit.
And so they get rolled up on.
Excellent.
They get rolled up on by some stormtroopers and a female Imperial officer who immediately springs them
Right.
and takes them
Ha-ha!
takes them to a safe house. I'm the spy. But after they get to the safe house, I'm looking at this officer. I'm like, wait a minute, is that Ilaria Sand? Because I don't know how much you watch Game of Thrones.
You just said words, and I have no idea. What the,
Ah.
is that sand?
Ilaria Sand,
Sand.
played by Indira Varma, who is, at least in Game of Thrones, she was so fucking hot. Holy
You
shit.
just said another name. That's
Well,
Ilaria Sand is
so-
not her real name.
No, the actress is Indira Varma.
Okay.
She's British, but she's half Indian, half Swedish.
Okay.
But no, super fucking sexy. Holy shit. Like if you watched like what she did in Game of Thrones.
Right.
But yeah, it took me a long time to fucking recognize her because again, they did her up in the fucking Imperial uniform with the hair pulled back tight and
Right.
everything. It wasn't until she took the cap off and started letting her hair down. I'm like, oh, I was like Leo in that fucking meme, pointing at the screen.
Nice.
So, but yeah, and it come to find out it really was her. So she was the Imperial officer and basically takes them through what is essentially a Jedi underground railroad.
Right.
This system that they had of smuggling fucking Jedi, particularly younglings, out of dangerous systems and into safe houses, I guess.
Right.
Or it was like a series of safe houses. And one of the revelations from this section is that Quinlan Voss is still alive.
Right.
And is out there fucking springing Jedi. If you don't remember him, he was in Clone Wars. He was in that book with fucking Ventress.
Yep.
He's the dude with the fucking big dreadlocks. The Jedi with the big fucking dreadlocks. I'm pretty sure we talked about the Clone Wars episodes he was in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. Because as soon as I heard the name Quinlan, because Obi-Wan goes, Quinlan, he's here? I'm like, Quinlan Voss, the Jedi? And yeah, sure enough, I did some research after the fact. I'm like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, and it's yeah, it was. I was a little concerned about bringing something like this to the light. You know,
Why?
how many, like, especially on this planet? Like, why on this planet?
that is
Why
true.
why so many come through this planet? Like, what's the draw? You know, and that's what kind of bothered me about it. Like, okay,
Yeah.
if you're being sprung, as it were, like, why were you on this planet? Like, especially when Obi-Wan's talking about how, like, there was the Empire's been stripping the planet and
True,
like everything
yeah.
else. So the Empire obviously has had a huge presence on the planet. Like,
Mhm.
why would Jedi be there?
a
Like,
good
are
point.
you just talking about Jedi that were on that planet for Order 66 and then somehow came off? Because if that's the case, then
You wouldn't have this whole intricate fucking tunnel system
Right.
and like all the hieroglyphics and shit all over
exactly.
it.
So I like the idea of it, but I question a little bit. Like, okay, does this necessarily fit into what they're describing? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what kind of like I like the idea of it, but at the same time, I think that this might be a little bit of a stretch.
See, I don't know. So I've always enjoyed when they do this cross pollination, and because it's not like we actually saw him; they just talked
No.
about him. But getting that mention of a Clone Wars character, You know, especially I'm sure a lot of these younger folks who grew up on Clone Wars and fucking loved that shit when they heard that name. They were probably like, oh.
No, and that's awesome. And that's not the point. The point is that there is why that planet. Like,
yeah, and that I understand. That I perfectly get.
That's what my question was. I'm like, okay, this is very like.
Okay, so it wasn't about Quinlan Voss at all.
No, it was about
okay.
why that planet. Like, why would so many Jedi get, have to go through the Underground Railroad on that particular planet? It just, I don't understand.
No, that in and of itself doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But whatever.
Yeah.
Because the next scene is when shit starts to get real. Darth Vader fucking shows up, and God, like the sounds during this scene when things get real fucking quiet, but then you hear the fucking breathing, and then you get some dramatic music, you get some noise as Vader's like fucking throwing things, like bringing guys over, fucking breaking the necks, and then that moment where Obi-Wan's like breathing heavy, and then he like stops. And then Vader stops.
Yep.
And it's like dead silence. And then he fucking looks over. Like he knows.
Yeah,
like he
knows he's fucked.
Yeah. And like Vader felt Obi-Wan and he knows he's fucking there now.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, that was really well done. And then, we get the scene where Vader's terrorizing this fucking village.
Yep. Like,
choking.
You're going to come out, motherfucker. Like, I'm going to just keep killing people until you fucking, you try and stop me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like literally force grabbing a woman by the throat, dragging her across the fucking street.
That's, oh my God. If you were, all right, so you watch Rogue One, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go, holy shit, if that's not the fucking Vader in Rogue One when he's just fucking throwing.
Yeah, just mowing down those fucking rebels.
Just fucking just taking it out on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, fuck, dude, that's the shit. Like, that aggressiveness that we want to see in Vader. He's fucking pissed, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Vader is like so much more than that. He's so fucking pissed off that he doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna take this person. I'm just gonna drag this fucking dead body behind me. I'm gonna snap this dude's neck. I'm gonna fucking do this, and like, it's 100%. It's not even excessive. It's this what used to be a human being, right, has been in agonizing pain for his existence
for the last 10 years now.
Yep. Every fucking day, in the level of intensity of pain that just will never go away.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
physical and emotional.
Right. And that's what fucking makes him so strong in the Force, right? He's just fucking constantly using this pain and this physical pain that he's in, and the emotional pain, and just fucking, and it's boiling, and he knows it's so fucking close that he's just fucking, it wouldn't surprise me if he had just fucking pancaked that entire fucking town.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan had just been standing there and the walls were fucking gone. Totally believable.
Mm-hmm.
I would have believed it, because even though we might not have seen Vader display that power before, in that moment, I would have fucking believed it.
Yeah.
That he would have fucking just leveled the entire town and just left Obi-Wan just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in that moment, because it's that, if you're going to do this, if you're going to have this moment, have it so that fucking Vader is just so roiling with fucking anger and just wants this to happen so fucking bad that he just, the whirlwind of fucking destruction behind him has no end. And I was just like, fuck, this is so good.
Yep.
Because again, this is the part that could go horribly wrong for this fucking story.
Yeah, and this is the part that I had the most reservations about, was this meeting of these
encounter.
two.
This encounter, yeah.
And it fucking turns into a horror movie after this, because Obi-Wan's like, I'm not going to confront him. I'm just going to get the fuck out.
Yep.
And he's running through the fucking, like, through the dark, and then
I'm gonna go in the garage with the fucking all the chainsaws.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hide behind all the chainsaws.
Yeah, and fucking Vader corners him.
Yeah.
And fucking Obi-Wan sees him, and again fucking beats feet out of there.
Yeah.
He's like, I want no fucking part of this. And like Vader's like stalking him in the dark, at that fucking point, and it's like very horror movie like.
And I was talking to one guy. He was saying, well, does Vader have a stealth mode? Yeah, he can. Like if
He's black. Black is the night itself.
And if he stops breathing, like, and he just
yeah. Did you not see Rogue One?
Yeah, he can
into the dark hallway.
He could just pop up somewhere else. I mean, it's like
surprise, motherfucker.
It doesn't. We saw it in Empire. We saw it in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
like, he just fucking whoop. It seems like he can magically appear. I mean, obviously he's doing something. He's moving fast or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and one of these scenes mirrored exactly what happened in Empire when Luke was walking down that fucking hallway, and then all of a sudden, right around the corner,
yep.
Fucking Vader attacks him. Exact same thing happens to Obi-Wan in this.
Yep.
When he confronts him at the end there, and some really good dialogue back and forth. Like Obi-Wan asks, like, "What have you become?" And Vader's like, "I am what you made me."
Yes.
Like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
That's two burns.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
It's about to get worse.
Yeah. The burning has only just started.
Yeah.
So to speak. Because then fucking Vader lights the fucking ground on fire. He spills over some sort of chemicals. Uses his lightsaber to fucking light the fire, which was, I don't know if I've ever seen something like that happen before.
No.
And then fucking picks up Obi-Wan and just like literally rakes him over the coals.
I didn't like when I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And when it happened, I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
When he says the line, like, your pain has only just begun,
and
then he starts fucking just running him back and forth over the fucking, in the fire. I'm like, this is just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This is like what you can imagine. Like, if you're Vader, you're dreaming about this moment of making Obi-Wan pay for what you would think, and probably Anakin's mind, Obi-Wan cost him everything, right? Because Anakin had resolved himself to the fact that Obi-Wan, turned Padme against him.
You turned her against me.
Cut off his fucking legs and his good arm.
I hate you.
No. He still had one good arm.
No, he had no good limbs.
Oh, that's
because the
right.
one good arm was the fucking robot arm that fucking
That's
Dooku
right.
cut
That's
off.
right. So, yeah. Which he got a much improved robot arm out of that. I mean, let's face it.
Hard to masturbate with an arm like that, I would imagine.
Or better.
Assuming he's still got a dick at that point.
Well, I mean, that's a big assumption. Maybe that's why he's so fucking angry.
That's enough.
He's got super arms and he can't fucking jerk off. Probably got and he's got super arms, a fucking lotion dispenser, and he can't jerk off.
Oh man, it's the worst.
That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
It's like it's torturing him.
It's like, no, I'm in his back to tank of lotion and I can't jerk off. Oh no. Anyway,
it's good stuff. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah, and then
breaking fucking Obi-Wan over over this fire.
Like literally breaking him over the fucking coals, and then Ilaria Sand shows up and fucking frees him, and that loader droid. I forgot to mention too, that loader droid earlier on when the stormtroopers were walking through, he was about to bludgeon the shit out of those fucking stormtroopers.
Fucking mallet.
I'm like, oh my god, this shit is about to get fucking bloody.
That would have been fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
Yeah,
and he put the thing down and fucking just starts walking.
But we might see him again because he helps get Obi-Wan out of there and get away from Vader, which.
I mean,
did Vader let him go?
Yes.
He had to have, right?
100%.
Because it was just a fire. Like, he could have just been okay, and I'll just lift you back up and put you over on this side.
He already put the fire out once, like with the Force. They when he threw Obi-Wan through it. Like, he could have very easily have done that again, but he wants to chase him. Like, he wants, okay, I want you to lead me to the people that... Like, this is a twofold thing, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously the people that are going to help Obi-Wan are also the people in the rebellion, right? So he's probably looking at it as like, okay, go ahead, take Obi-Wan because I can fucking feel Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And
ooh, that's a good point.
And he's like, you basically just grabbed a beacon, and I'm going to track all of you down, and you are all going to die. Like all I smell is the fucking. bodies of dead men.
Well,
you know?
and you get that brilliant fucking shot too, is like they're separated by that wall of fire of Vader's face and the flames in the eyes.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And again, Deborah Chow, man, the way she's directing this show, visually stunning, and all of these shots have meaning, and it's just that the flames in Vader's fucking visor. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Man, like brilliant stuff.
I'm this. I'm this right now.
Yeah.
That. Do you see that?
Where you just highlighted in the
That. See look at the screen.
Oh, that. Okay.
That. I am that.
All right. Well, why don't we take a very, very quick break
Yes.
and then finish up this episode.
Yes.
After this very quick word from our sponsors. All right. Let me get caught up on the chat because I have not been looking at the chat at all.
It's all over the place.
The P? What's all over the place? Jason hit 3 buttons at the same time. 37. Hold on.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row? Trying to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot. She was the concubine. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Ilaria Sand? Quinlan, yep. Not a fan of what? It was just me. Yeah, he was. He was fucking brutal. Yeah, they made Vader scary again. That's a very good point, said Care Bear. I mean, you can say what you want about Disney Star Wars as a whole, but I think every time we've had Darth Vader on screen, be it animated, be it in any of the live action stuff, Rogue One, it's been a phenomenal job, and they've treated his character very, very well. So yeah, that's a good point overall.
Oh God.
Kristen wants to know if you want a cupcake.
What kind of that's a silly question.
Yeah. I might as well use the bathroom since we're paused.
Yes,
So, all right.
do it.
I shall be right.
Do it.
Hold on. Where'd it go? Oh my God, I'm so.
Do it! Make the sacrifice!
What happens when we take a week off?
No, Jason has to pee. See? Told you. Colt 45, malt liquor. Colt 45. It's dynamite taste. That's been a minute. Where's Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer Lopez is in her Jennifer Lopez is in her trailer right now. So, but she's Jennifer Lopez does the reads. This has been established. Jennifer Lopez does the reads. If she comes out early, we can't have all that. All that disruption. This is a serious topic. This is Star Wars. Jennifer Lopez can ruin any other episode, but if we're talking Star Wars, Jennifer needs to stay in the trailer. All right, where are we at? Colt 45, malt liquor. Colt 45.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
It's a dynamite taste. You're the idiot who kept pants on.
I just had too much going on. Didn't feel like changing. All right. I want a cupcake.
Yeah, we all want cupcakes, Jason.
All right. We ready to finish this up?
Yeah, let me click this, and then we'll give it... You want 12 seconds, or we want 20 seconds?
Let's do 20.
All right, so I'm going to play it twice.
Sure.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Set.
Okay. Go.
This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com. This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
And we're back. So,
Jason, apparently your fly's open.
stop looking at my dick, Dave.
I'm just telling you, that's the YouTube audience apparently has been watching.
Yeah. So anyway, after Obi-Wan gets away,
Right.
Reva, who this whole time she's been like searching the village, she finds the Underground Railroad
Parkour.
which well, not this time. Well, she probably did, but it was off screen. She parkoured to the end of the fucking. See, she didn't chase Leia up the cave. She went back out of the building and then fucking went to the end.
Right.
Killed the fucking pilot that was supposed to take her out and has her cornered. And the last scene is Leia fucking oh shit and starting to run away.
Right.
As Reva has her fucking trapped.
And I've seen things where like, all right, Leia outrunning adults,
Which apparently is a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous looking, honestly. Like all these scenes where she's outrunning Obi-Wan and she's outrunning fucking Flea and his whole crew. It's like, really? This little 6-year-old?
Apparently she's got Jedi's reflexes.
Sure, whatever. It's not a hill I'm looking to die on.
Right.
It does seem a little ridiculous, especially with how often she fucking outruns adults in this show, but whatever.
Right.
So, did you get the feeling? Because again, based on my theory, Reva is one of those fucking younglings in the beginning.
Right.
She looked, when she was looking around that Underground Railroad cave, it seemed like it was familiar to her. Like she recognized it almost. Because she's looking around like, I fucking know this place. Like she's been there before kind of thing. And that's how she knew to fucking leave the building and just go to the fucking end of the cave where it comes out.
I thought she looked directly at the handle where the door opener was. Right. I thought that's what she was. It was kind of like, Sherlock looking for the secret opening, like to the where the door opening would be, like understanding where the clues. What is going on with my fucking chair?
I have no idea. Trust me, I did not do anything to it, so it's not a prank.
Maybe you didn't.
Ooh, I know Kristen did try to fuck with the chair once before.
That was during the Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh, she had such an elaborate fucking thing planned for that.
No,
too.
there was like a chain tied to the bottom of it. I was like,
yeah.
it was probably going to be tied to a tow truck or some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were like? I don't know. I didn't pick up on that. Maybe I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, because I watched all of these episodes. I watched twice.
Yeah.
So I was looking for things like that.
I didn't get to see the third episode again. Although I did rewind and watch fucking Vader annihilate. Fucking, I did. I'll be honest with you. Even while I was watching the episode, I like stopped after the fucking droid came in to fucking pull Obi-Wan away. I'm like, I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking great. I don't know.
So that being said, overall thoughts so far on Obi-Wan, these first 3 episodes, the first half of the series, basically.
Okay, so I'm cautiously optimistic that we can close this thing out without interrupting the canon if we close some loops.
Yeah.
But those are big ifs.
Grand
right?
Inquisitor being the biggest one.
Well, I don't think that's the biggest one. I think that's pretty easily done because it's not like we saw the body be incinerated, right? We've resurrected fucking people before.
Okay.
We didn't like see the fucking funeral pyre. I'm not worried about that. That's not my biggest hang up. My biggest hang up is things like Leia's interaction with Ben, understanding that she's going to know who Ben Kenobi is.
Right.
And then ostensibly to not know who he is later, that's going to be a little unrealistic. I think Obi-Wan, you have to satisfy the statement. When we last met, you were I was but the learner.
Yeah.
You were the master. Like that statement has to be satisfied.
Right. So like Obi-Wan's got to get the best of him one more time.
So whatever the equation is, that has to be the answer, right?
Yeah.
That's on the other side of the equal sign. So that to me, that's the biggest that's where the biggest potential for fuckery still lies. Is that we have to solve that. We have to, make that balance.
Yeah.
And if they don't satisfy that, then no matter how much amazing fucking, amazingness we see with Vader and everything else, if you're going to dilute the New Hope storyline, then what I fear is that once you do that, then you're willing to do that with any of it.
Yeah.
And I think at some point you have to say, like, this story, you play off this story as much as you can, and some of it is and some of it has to be sacred.
Yeah.
Some of it has to be like, okay, here's the storyline. This is the original. This is the 1977
Which
Star Wars fucking story.
it's well known how high we hold the original
Yes.
movie in regard.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. And I think that if you're going to dilute that in any way, that's a foul. It's not like it was something out of your control.
yep.
You had all this time to develop this, and if you're going to do it deliberately, then we're going to have problems. And I think this is going to be a completely different conversation.
Yep.
But the show so far, I'm enjoying it.
Same.
I'm cautiously optimistic, like I said, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to being able to sit down and watch this straight through.
Right. All 6 episodes.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I really think that this is going to have a lot more impact being able to sit and watch it all the way through. I mean, granted, it's going to be a long, because a lot of these are, better than an hour.
Yeah.
So it'd be a long day
Yeah.
of watching, but I really feel like sitting down, watching, and just binging this whole thing, at the end of it, it'll be a lot more gratifying than it will be watching it in pieces like this, because you won't have as much time to think about like what's happened in between if you're just digesting it all at once.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where the Netflix model kind of like wins out, because they're giving you everything at once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I generally speaking don't like, but
Yeah, that happens to me with Cobra Kai. It's very well documented. I'm a huge Cobra Kai fan, but they released the season in one big dump, and I watch it in one fucking day. And then it's like, oh no, I've got a year before I can see any new episodes.
right, and like you're supposed to have some sort of self-discipline, and like, I'm just gonna watch this one. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Who does that? Nobody has that kind of discipline. For fuck's sake.
So I gotta say, I've mentioned it before, but I think Deborah Chow is making a very visually pleasing Star Wars series. I think it obviously looks and feels like Star Wars. She's bringing her very unique directorial eye to this, which I think has been great so far. Some parts of it just feel off. Sometimes the pacing feels a little weird. Some of the Obi-Wan versus Vader fight felt a little weird up before they got to the point where he fucking threw him on the fire. I don't know. It's something that just kind of felt off. Leia is real hit or miss with me. Like, sometimes I like her character. Sometimes I think she's annoying as shit, but she's a fucking kid, and that's what they are supposed to be. But overall, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And yeah, I'm really curious to see how they wrap it up in these last 3 episodes. So
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting.
yeah,
It's going to be interesting.
especially because I think we're gonna get some kind of revelation with Reva. I mean, it's fucking so obvious that she's one of those younglings in the beginning. If you don't believe that, then you're not fucking paying attention. But I think there's more to her character than just that. Like, I think whatever her motivations are, it's going to be bigger than just wanting to be the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there's something there with Obi-Wan's. It has nothing. I think it has less to do with Vader and more to do with Obi-Wan directly.
It could be, yeah.
I think it has, like, because that level of just venom and like going after just one individual and
Yeah.
like with such vitriol and such like, okay, I'm going at this is the person. This is the
And it could be something like she finds out that, I don't know, like he's the one who discovered that she was force sensitive and took her away from her family and put her on the Jedi Temple only to be fucking slaughtered by his apprentice kind of thing. Something like that. And now she wants his fucking blood.
or just had the opportunity, like, hey, you had the opportunity to keep all this from happening.
Yeah.
Like you were up in the upper echelons to keep this from happening, all of this, and you didn't. And all these people died, and my friends and my family and everything else, and you could have stopped it, and you didn't. So you're the only one that's alive that I can take this out on.
Yeah. And, she had some really good dialogue when she was the part where she fucking almost killed Owen. Because somebody had mentioned something about the Jedi, and she was like, the Jedi won't protect you. They are not your friends. They'll just like disappoint you. Whatever it was, she has this long diatribe about the Jedi, and it seems personal.
Right.
Like, again, she was one of the younglings, and the fucking Jedi let her down. They didn't protect her. They didn't come for her. They didn't save her. They didn't do anything. So I feel like there's so much more deeper stuff going on that we just haven't been privy to yet.
And I don't really need them to spend a whole lot of time digging at that. I just need them to, all right, get it over with. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
let's get it over with. They're going to bring the Grand Inquisitor back. Like, what are we going to see in the next 3 episodes, right? We're going to see Grand Inquisitor come back. We're like, oh my God, he's alive. It's a pretty big surprise.
Yeah.
Which we already know he's alive because we've seen it in other episodes. That fucking bug, man.
I know, he's killing me.
Brazen as all hell. I'm just gonna walk on your fucking laptop. You're not gonna do a goddamn thing about it. No, I'm gonna walk away now.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna hit it with my hat, and then I realized my headphones were on my head, and that would have caused my headphones to fly off that way. And I don't know.
All
Anyway.
right. So anyway,
Squirrel.
overall positive outlook on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, overall positive.
There's always things we can nitpick, but that's
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the
right?
nature of Star Wars. That's what happens when passionate fans.
Yes.
That
meme with the Star Wars fans are fighting Star Wars fans, and then there's Star Wars fans sitting there with popcorn watching.
Yeah.
You know, watching it all happen.
And
So,
that's all accurate.
yes, yeah, 100%.
So that's the
Facts.
thing. That's what we do. We're not toxic. We're passionate.
Yes.
There is a difference.
Apparently,
So
according to us.
yes, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Next week, we are talking about
Crazy Gold Medallions?
no.
Talking it up.
We are talking about two guys, though.
And a cup?
No. Two guys who, I don't know, slackers of our generation.
Oh, yeah.
And they had their own show, and then eventually they did America.
Yes.
And next week,
They did indeed.
next week,
Yeah.
because
cool.
of a lot of announcements that have been made over the last week, the new Beavis and Butthead movie is coming out at the end of the month. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, I think is what it's called. So
It's on what? It's on like Paramount Plus.
Paramount
right?
Plus, right? Yeah, because that's Viacom's streaming service. Viacom owns MTV, Beavis and Butthead, which you have a ton of the TV show, which, by the way, was just announced yesterday that uncensored versions of the TV show are coming to Paramount Plus that have all the music videos intact. That's coming in a couple of weeks. Beavis and Butthead Do America is already on there, and there's a lot of episodes of the old Beavis and Butthead show without the music videos on there. So we've been talking about this forever. If you look at our fucking logo, it's obvious that we have an affinity for Beavis and Butthead. So
Right.
next week we are talking about Beavis and Butthead Do America as part of a month that we're going to do dedicated to Mike Judge. So next week, Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah. It's cool.
The week after that, Office Space.
Yeah, we're yeah.
We're going to throw some more Obi-Wan in there. We're going to wrap up Obi-Wan with the last 3 episodes. And then we're going to talk about the new Beavis and Butthead movie, assuming it's not just like a big flaming turd.
Yeah, it's cool. It's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna suck really bad.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna have TB. There you go. Yeah. TV for my bunghole.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about that stuff over the next month.
I'm a veteran of 2 world wars.
It's the month of Mike Judge, so be ready. Be ready for lots of voices, and that's what we're doing. But before we sign off, I think we have a read that's got to get done, right?
Did she come in from her trailer?
Is it, Miss Lopez?
Hello?
Miss Lopez, are you ready? Are you ready for your spot?
Am I on?
Yes.
Oh.
Look she looks like Oscar.
Look at my beautiful hair, Jason. Look at it.
Oh God.
You are so jealous of my beautiful hair. Oh my God. Watch this. Ready? Oh, sexy. Look at how sexy I am. What? Ready? Oh, to just throw my hair back.
She looks like a Muppet.
That's because I am a Muppet, Jason.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Miss Lopez, are you going to talk about the Red 5 Network?
Why don't you suck my ass, Jason?
I'd rather not today, thank you.
Look, there it is, right there. Suck it, Jason. Oh, see. We're going to do the reads.
Oh God.
All right. Hang on. I gotta wait. Go down and go up. There it is. All right. So, my hair's in the way. Hang on. Now I can see. Now I can. My googly eyes. Look, everyone. It's a googly eyes. Oh, I missed my googly eyes. It's been like 2 weeks. I've been locked in a trailer. They didn't even feed me. They made me put the lotion on. They put the lotion on. Help me. In Red 5 News, Red 5 Network live streams are what nerds crave. Oh, they crave it. See. At 8 p.m. Eastern, after the weekend, we'll be toting trivia with guest Astral, the noob reviews. Am I on camera? I can't tell because I'm reading at the same time.
Don't look at Dave. Look at the screen or look at the people.
You can see my googly eyes. I can't. And my hair. Oh my God. It's so hot in here. It's so hot, Jason. Why is it so hot in here, Jason? Oh.
The air conditioner makes too much noise. It'd be a distraction for the audience.
Your noise. All right. Anyway, after the weekend, we'll be hosting trivia with guests Astro and Noob Reviews. Noob. At 9:30 Eastern, Extra Techie begins his quest on Resident Evil Village, both on his Twitch and YouTube channels. See, my mouth doesn't necessarily move the same way because it's kind of hard to move my mouth like that. I had some lipstick, but I'm not in the mood. Not in the lipstick mood. Oh. But I am dead sexy. Here how sexy I am, Jason. Oh, do you want chocolate flavored kisses, Jason?
Maybe later.
Oh, here I come. Here I come for some chocolate flavored kisses, Jason. Oh,
We should just get through the read.
with my googly eyes. What would happen next? That's actually what it says. That's not what I'm saying. WSR Media goes live at 10 p.m. Eastern with a recap of Star Wars events. That's at the Joliet Library this past weekend. So, I'm curious what happened at the Joliet Library this weekend. So hop into live chats, and you'll probably find Lunar Girl there. Woof. With her googly eyes and her beautiful hair. The Red 5 Network has 37 podcasts, and... God damn it, Jason!
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks. In a row?
You have one job, Jason! One job!
I know.
You
Well, technically, I have 2 jobs. One of them's to hit the go
You
live
suck
button.
my
but-
googly ass! And a new gaming branch in their family. From live streams to audio drops on your favorite podcasting app to pre-recorded YouTube episodes and shorts. Hopefully they hit live at the appropriate times. And all the video games, there's literally something for every personality. You know, I was watching in the trailer and wondering why, what was going on. But apparently I couldn't hit text anybody either, which would have been nice. You know? Anyway,
From live streams to audio drops on your favorite podcasting app to recorded YouTube episodes and shorts, all the video games, and there's literally something for every personality. Browse through bio.link/red5. That's bio.link/red5. Check out the daily promos or shoot Lunar Girl DM and on any of our socials. She can suggest something for you absolutely love. That is perfect for you. She loves talking about to all her followers. And thanks to everyone for DMing her their coffee memes and doesn't say it like that, but and Star Wars memes. Oh, my arm. My arm is so tired. My arm is so tired, Jason. The Use and Abuse Pod will be covering Kenobi episodes 1 through 3 tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, and 3. No, that's French, Jason.
I didn't say a thing.
Uno, dos, tres. My Spanish sucks, Jason. I'm not really Spanish.
You're Puerto Rican, right?
I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
That would be bad. I'm not going to say that. I'm not. New Rican that's a thing. Anyway. The Use and Abuse Pod will be covering the Kenobi episodes 1 through 3 tomorrow at 5 p.m. Edit. Hi! Who are you? What are you doing? Troy Scott and Kevin, a live chat on YouTube. There's people coming in here. What kind of show are you running here? You guys are just so unprofessional. I don't know why you even come on this show. It's like I'm joined at the hand. On Wednesday, ATSW, the Escape Pod will be discussing the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus. Guess what? Star Wars is going to keep being on Disney Plus because Disney owns Star Wars.
Correct.
The end. Cue the music. Anyway, that's for all the hate earlier, Brady. Join Dungeon Stooge, Brady, Big Love, and Dragon Buddy, and special guest Black Spire. Broadcasting in the live chat, 7:05 Eastern on YouTube. On the YouTube. Thursday, catch Ludica the Merciless as she gets Soul Sithy. Sithy, that's a hard word. On Star Wars The Old Republic with General Kenobi, the Mandalorian, and host 97 Bravo. What's 7? What is 7 in Spanish? Siete. What's 97 in Spanish?
97. Yeah.
You're making that up.
Kind of.
That's not really what is 97 in Spanish? Anyway, Dragon Buddy broadcasting live. Special guest Black Spire broadcasting a live chat at 7:05 Eastern on YouTube.
She's got to get caught up. She lost her place in the notes.
Thursday, catch Ludica the Merciless. Oh, I already read that part. She gets all set the Star Wars Outer Republic, General Kenobi, and Mandalorian, 97 Bravo. Group session will be dual streamed at 8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, the dual stream. God. So hot. Oh, see. Dual streamed. And I'm like turning my head to read the thing. Like the googly eyes are going to read it, Jason. Like I'm a goddamn puppeteer. What is wrong with me? Anyway. Eastern YouTube, Twitch of 97 Bravo. Oh, this is going to hell in a handbasket. Layman's Terms recently released episode 8. The End of Magic May. Tune in for some Magic and the Gathering goodness at Layman's Terms on YouTube. The Orange and Fett Show released episode 35, Star Wars 4, A New Hope. I'm sure they have the appropriate reverence for the OG.
I would hope so.
Googly eyes. And subscribe to them on Spotify and give it a listen to be notified of upcoming releases. And you can also give them a 5 stars on Spotify because you can do that. That's your cue, Jason. Before I say it later, that's your cue.
I'm looking.
Are you doing it, Jason?
I've got my phone in my hand. Look.
I can't see. I've got googly eyes.
Then open them, goddammit.
They're not
Look.
real, Jason. Big Sweet is about to release his latest Glue Yourself to his updates on Sweet Studios on Discord and Instagram. Don't know what's so funny. like googly eyes. You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you will find our links to YouTube, audio, Patreon, our latest Spotify music mixtape, and all social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and Discord, and TikTok. Does that make any sense at all? Can you even understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I grew up in California, though, so.
Oh, see. I don't know why that's relevant, but okay. Here, watch this. Watch this. Ready?
Yes.
Look at that. My beautiful hair.
Are those dreadlocks,
No!
Miss Lopez? Okay.
Why would I have dreadlocks?
I don't know.
Look at my googly eyes.
I'm looking.
I can't tell. Also in our bio link is our Team Public merch shop. Team Public. We have t-shirts and hoodies in a wide variety of designs, sizes, and colors. Hey, Wally Frogmore. Get a good look. See how sexy I am? That would be t-shirt worthy. I'm just saying. We have t-shirts and hoodies in a wide variety of designs, sizes, and shirts and colors. I'm just making it up now. There's Sidebar Cantina face masks. Fuck face masks. Tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers and pins. Just about anything you can imagine. Did I tell you that I had to get a COVID test to get out of the UK?
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I passed.
that's good.
That's
Good.
why I was able to come home.
How do they get anything when they stick the swab in your mouth?
They jammed it in really hard, Jason. They jammed it in and then 5 times.
Sounds painful.
No, it was exciting. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Anyway. Please tag us with your merch so Lunar Girl can share it on the socials. Reviews! Do we have reviews, Jason?
We don't. We haven't gotten a new review since March.
Motherfucker! The read says please, but I'm going to tell you right now. Leave a fucking review. Make it 5 stars. On your favorite podcasting app or on our favorite page.
It's so hot in here.
Screenshot it, DM the Instagram and Twitter. Tell us what you love or hate about the show. Make sure you say how much you love Jennifer Lopez. Do it. Especially my googly eyes and my beautiful hair now that I can't keep out of my googly eyes. Yeah. Do it, fuckers. Write a review and we'll read it word for word. Tell us what you love or hate about the show. Jennifer Lopez, that's me. We'll read your review word for word on our next episode. Yes, I will. I will do that. What if it's Jennifer Lopez doing Hank Hill?
That would be something to listen to.
Propane. Plus, Luna Girl will send you a swag. She hasn't thrown any swag at anyone in a very long time. She's all whiny and sad. You don't like a whiny and sad Luna Girl. Do you?
No,
Do you?
I don't. Hey, personal space, Jennifer.
Do you, Jason?
I don't. I already said I didn't. Get out of my
You
face.
Son of a bitch.
Get out of my fucking face.
God damn you, Jason. That's it. I'm done with this. I'm done with this bullshit. It's fucking hot in here.
Yes, it is.
Leave a goddamn review. Hit the like button. Do that, and you will do it. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, Miss Lopez. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Your glasses. Why are they all fogged up all of a
I
sudden?
don't know.
So yeah, we talked about what we're doing next week. We did the read. I think that's about it. Maybe next week we'll actually push the live button at the start of the show.
We'll add that to the checklist, Jason.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Just Jennifer Lopez need to tell you when to hit the like button, Jason. I'll tell you when to do that.
Well, thank you everybody for sticking around. God damn, we've been going for 3 fucking hours.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's so fucking hot
It's
in
so
here.
hot.
All right, we're gonna go.
It's so hot,
We'll
Jason.
see you all next week for Beavis and Butthead Do America. We love you all, and Dave and everybody else. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
Okay, now what do I click?
All right, AC.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. No, not fan. Cool. Oh Jesus. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Why is there only one?
There's only one left.
Aw.
You had a chance to eat one yesterday, and you did not.
You can cut it
So,
in half.
so it just means somebody else gets to eat it instead?
That's how it works. Yes.
Fucking bullshit.
You can cut it in half if you want.
I don't have a knife. Just eat it. I'm buying more tomorrow.
Apparently you can eat it, Dave.
Just eat it.
Just
Alright,
eat it.
All right.
Eat it, just eat it.
Oh my
eat
god,
it.
I'm so sweaty. I'm gonna hang these up for a minute.
That's fine.
Oh, fuck me.
Josh wanted to thank Miss Lopez, or Hennifer, as he said. So thank you, Josh. I'm sure she'll be back next week.
Oh my god.
She might need to see a new hairdresser, though.
Oh, it's so hot.
The cut on my eye stings so bad from the sweat.
Oh, God.
Horrible.
Oh my god.
Did you see it?
I did. I heard what happened. I'm not looking at the eye, but did they give you a free haircut?
No. No. In fact, the haircuts went up fucking $5.
Inflation, man.
I'm like, yeah, first gas prices, then. Well, you know,
It affects
barbers-
everything else.
Barbershop used to be like bloodletting, so apparently I was getting old school.
What?
Do you know why? That's why a barber pole is the way it is. You know, barber poles have that. Used to be a red stripe,
Uh-huh.
represented the bloodletting.
Which means what?
That's how you. It was like medicinal. You would get healed because you have the blood. Bad blood would be let out of you.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't I don't know
What's wrong with
how.
Can I just have a piece? Can you just break me off one piece?
Just, yeah, get in there, get some.
Just make sure there's a lot of frosting on it.
Just make sure I have a representative sample. Otherwise, I'll sick.
There, I'm just gonna take that.
Jennifer.
Got to see what all the fuss is about.
Hang these back up.
Frosting's good.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that cake's really good too. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's a raspberry. That's a raspberry cake with vanilla raspberry frosting.
The longer it's in your mouth,
What happened?
the more you appreciate it.
So
Said
who
no
made
woman
the
ever.
wig?
My mom.
Yes. Jennifer says thank you. It's beautiful. Hope she enjoyed it.
I saw you reaching for the wig right before at the end. I saw the hand. I'm like, ooh, it's coming.
Definitely needed the tape though to hold it on.
Oh, really? I wasn't sure how you were flipping the hair and having it stay.
Yeah, it was. I taped it on there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how well it was gonna go. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened with the live button. Like we're doing our preamble. We had our meeting before, but we still had a few minutes in between to kind of like resettle. And I don't know, for some reason, just the whole go live button never fucking was a
Listen,
thing.
When we take a week off, it
Everything gets fucked up.
yeah, it's just
Like if you listen to that audio for that first, 20 minutes that we were talking and we weren't live, we were constantly fucking bumbling our way through certain bits.
Did you
So-
do the Patreon read like Yoda?
You'll have to listen and find out. Yeah, it took a
did.
unique twist at the end.
yeah, unique.
Yeah, but
And Luna Girl thought I was taking a 30-minute pee. Yeah, again, I would have to go immediately to the hospital.
fucking Scott. Jason, I didn't realize you were retired from running the show also. It's fucked up.
Oh, that's funny.
Where's my water? It's so hot.
Yeah, I wore my convertible pants today. That's why I like these shorts.
Oh.
They have the
Do they have quick releases? You can rip them off like a stripper?
no.
Oh, well, then what's the fucking point?
Well, I mean, I have to work in them.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want pants that I can rip the legs off and then
Done.
just be like...
Oh, that's all you had to say.
All right.
We have to do it at work.
Right. You know,
Otherwise, what's the point?
like, yeah, as soon as it turns 4 o'clock, just be like, whew,
Yep.
I'm off the clock.
Yep, but just walk out of the building in your banana hammock, and you're good to go.
Strutting along. I'm a little disappointed you can't make out the Air Force retired over Starkiller Studios. Damn.
Well, we need to. I think we need to work on another sign. Just get a. Now that we'll both be retired,
Yeah.
we need to come up with something to indicate that.
Well, allegedly, I'm getting a shadow box at some point.
Who's working that?
Rachel.
Okay. Hey, Helmet Fire. Helmet Fire, his retirement is on Wednesday.
Wow. Man, big things are happening.
Yep. So he's I'm taking the pictures for that. That'll be good.
Nice.
Kind of the end of an era.
Yeah, congrats. Where's he going?
No idea.
Okay. Like, is he staying in the area or...
Yeah, he doesn't have any idea.
Oh, okay. And when's he retiring?
Wednesday.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he goes. I mean, obviously has terminal and stuff like that.
Sure.
He's doing a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, it's Helmet Fire. He's always got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll be fine.
He even said in the chat, no fucking idea.
No fucking idea.
Okay. Hey, you know what? He's doing it live, as we said.
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Yeah, the squadron is the dynamic changes, I guess. From there's no, I don't know. I don't have any. There's no like nerds. Like
Yeah, because you lost Nick.
yeah,
You're losing Helmet Fire.
yeah,
Is that it?
pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sad face.
yeah, indeed. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I only got to survive 10 more years. It'll go by really fucking quickly.
I hope the next 10 years doesn't go by quickly. Because then it goes by quickly, then it's like, well, fuck, I'm almost dead. Now what?
You can't think of it that way. You got to think of it as like,
Dude,
all right,
that's
now-
all I ever think about. My mortality is on my mind all fucking day, every day.
Well, now you're in a new job, and you can be happy.
I'm happy. I'm happier than I've ever been, but I still think about my fucking death every fucking minute of every day.
Probably not healthy.
No, I'm sure it's not. And I'm sure it's ironically what's going to fucking kill me.
Yeah, probably.
But like it's always on my mind. I should probably seek some help, honestly. But
Probably.
what are you going to do?
Nothing, I guess.
Nothing. Just fuck it.
Just fuck it, do it live.
Well, do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
All right, we should probably close this up because
Yeah, it's
if I
almost 9.
Yeah, if I want to get this audio posted, I don't even know if I'm gonna get it done tonight. I'll post it tomorrow, and then yeah, everybody can download it because they missed the first 20 minutes,
Yes. Yes, and you will do it.
and you will.
Do it!
All right.
All right, we're out of here, guys. We love you. You're the best.
Cheers,
Catch you next
everyone.
week.